right? This is for the introduction, you feel me? This is NJBFS Can. You listen to Jigs and Bigs. Tight line.
Guys, this week we have an absolute juicy juice box of a show lined up just for you. Did I manage to actually get out and spend a little bit of time on the old implication this week? And if I did, how did it go? You're going to find out. We got Joe back from Knoxville, and he's looking forward to sharing all of his adventures with Shan Willis Fishing, rooming with the homies of Beast Coast, and he's going to spill all the tea about how Eli crashed his party and then stole a veritable shit ton of his JDN baits. Plus, we're taking a look at the best methods to find fish. What are the best uses for all of these moving baits? And when and where do we use them? And what are our specific favorites? We're definitely diving into the gutter of the comment sections of the social media recently, talking about some folks that are old enough to know how to act, saying some fairly out-of-line things about some real talent in the tournament fishing world. All that and a whole lot more in our live well coming up right after this, guys. Go ahead, get yourself something to enjoy. We got a banger for you. Yes. It is Friday. Everybody in here is double fisting tonight with different libations from the Pioneer Valley to Central Mass, and we got a shitload of jig heads in here tonight. We have 11 starting out at the beginning of the show. That's a lot. Jig heads, welcome everybody. We got a bunch of the homies in the house. We got Burt Ward in the house. We got Binu. We've got Shan Willis Fishing. Jay Manning's in the house. We got Javi with us. We got Mark B in the house. Ryan the Butcher Bogley is with us. We got Todd fishing in the sticks. Whole bunch of you guys in here. John Hagens is floating around here somewhere, and I believe Jay Manning is too, hiding in there. But man, welcome everybody. Welcome. Before we kick things off, we have an amazing show lined up, a crazy show, and it's going to be a bumpy ride. I mentioned the Just the Tip earlier. If you're interested in that is in our second segment. It's going to be great stuff. But what the hell exactly is Jigs and Bigs? If this is your first time tuning into this show, welcome. My name is Bobby Roastbeef, and my co-host with me is the one and only Joe Brown, American Vet Fishing on all the platforms, and owner-proprietor of AVF Tackle Experts, I should say. We've got merch available. If you dig this show, you can go check that out, jigsandbigs.com. We are a weekly podcast. We are a entertainment-focused fishing podcast. We do talk tips and tricks, but we're all about building up that community and talking about the thing that we love most, which is catching stuff with gills. It's basically what it gets down to. We have, like I mentioned, a bunch of the jig heads. Those jig heads that I mentioned, they are our Patreon followers. Now, they subscribe to get access to the recording process of this show. So this way they can comment, be part of the conversation as well. Let's get a little bit of a sneak peek in doing so. Plus all the stuff that we don't throw in the complete podcast, they're privy to, and it's good stuff. Of course, if you really dig the show, you can follow us on social media everywhere. Follow at Jigs and Bigs, Instagram, Facebook. We've got a Facebook community, the Jigs and Bigs community page, as well as American Vet Fishing. There's also YouTube pages you should check out. We both do very unique styles of content. Check that stuff out, and you can check us out every single week on your favorite podcast platform. Yes, all of them. Just go ahead and subscribe. And I want to remind everybody, if you're checking out the show and you enjoy it, please don't forget to give a rating or a review on whatever platform you're able to. It really does help us out a bunch. Now, if you just are into this and you're going to hear some stuff like that, call NJ BFS Gang, that sound clip that started the show off, he is one of our jig heads as well. I got a feeling Brandon's going to be in here, but you are going to hear from him in the live well, and it's going to be so good. You're not going to want to miss out. But if you're interested in getting in with the show and asking some questions for the live well, maybe shouting out an FTG, we'll cross that bridge later, you can call us or text us at 413-324-8519. That's our hotline number. Go ahead, put that number in your phone, because if you are one of the Jigs and Bigs community members, this is how you reach out and communicate with us or on the go. Put that number in your phone right now, 413-324-8519. We'll never answer it. You can call or text us there, and this is how we get your voice on the show here. Wow. All right. So, Joe.
That was impressive.
I did it in 3 minutes. I feel really good about that, man. I did it in 3 minutes. I'm trying to like really kind of streamline the intro and keep it nice and tight.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I got to tell you, Becca is my homie. I love any type of content that we get to do with Becca. I love fishing with her. I love camping with her. She's great. Dave Urkey is like my brother from the other coast. You know what I'm saying? But man, it is good to have you back, dude.
Appreciate it.
We did pretty good last week. We really did. We did pretty good last week. And before we jump into some of this stuff, we do have a little bit of a week to kind of go through a bit here. But Joe, I think that you've got probably the biggest kind of shit to talk about. So if you could, you actually have 2 weeks of stuff. One of those involves like the biggest event in bass fishing in the country.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell how did it go? Get us up to speed.
Went down to the Bassmaster Classic, and oh my God, dude, what an experience that was. Insane. More than I ever could have imagined. I'm not even going to talk about the week before because it wasn't even like fishy or anything like that, but dude. So I brought the boat as we talked about. Grab you saw the picture of
Jason, did you win?
Dude, I didn't even end up. I'll talk about it, but I didn't really end up fishing much. But so we took the ride down. Took the truck. I took the photo of Meg with 2 fucking computers open. Showed you, and Bobby's like, "You take the truck or the Jeep?" I'm like, "Oh no, we're in the truck," and she's pissed. But yeah. So, dude, we took the ride down there. On the way down there, I experienced something I have never experienced before.
Oh,
I went to my first Buc-ee's.
You went to a Buc-ee's. That's right.
I went to a Buc-ee's. Oh my God. Buc-ee's is insane. Right? If you haven't seen it before or been there, it's just like 150 pumps. Like they had diesel exhaust fluid at the pump, which is awesome. So I wasn't spilling it on myself and shit. But, dude, 14, I think we did in like 14. We left when my daughter got out of school. Did like, I don't know, 6 hours or so. Stopped at a hotel, the hotel bed. So
I heard.
so the king room didn't have a pullout for Emma. So Meg's like, "Oh, I'll get the double with the 2 beds." We've been sleeping since we've been together. We've been sleeping in a king bed. And let me tell you, the full bed just wasn't working for us. It wasn't working for us. We both slept like shit because we're just like, just like, get away from me tight. Like we love to snuggle as we go to sleep. But when we're sleeping,
you're
like,
clearly the little spoon.
Get
right?
away.
Yeah, that's I think how real married couples sleep, where it's just like, "Good night, darling," and then you're just like, there's a wall between you, and you're just fucking sprawled out.
Yep, exactly. And then so we got a nice Airbnb. It was a little bungalow as they called it. Very small, but it was comfortable. It was nice.
Yeah.
I won't say comfortable yet, and you'll say and you'll hear why.
Gotcha.
So we get to it, and it's basically 2 houses that share the same property. And we had talked, I said, like the Airbnb lady said that it was, someone competing in the Bassmaster Classic that was staying in the house. So I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And this lady, super nice lady, obviously didn't know what she's talking about. Because we get there, we get in, we walk in. The whole time we're like, "Oh my God, like we'll never sleep in a king. We'll never sleep in a hotel room that's not a king ever again." And we're like laughing, joking about it.
Oh no.
We walk in the house. It's a 1-bedroom with a pull-out couch. We walk in the house. The bed is the same size as the one in the hotel.
Shut the fuck up.
That's like, oh my God, are you kidding me right now?
So let me guess. Meg and Emma shared the bed and you slept on the couch?
So actually, Emma and I took the bed.
Oh, really?
Yep. So took the bed, which was fine. Meg got sick for a couple days. She had like a wicked cold. But
that's no good.
So we get there, we get settled in. We just kind of chill, and it was not a professional Bassmaster Classic angler
so
that was staying at the house. it just so happened to be the one New England company that was down at the Bassmaster Classic, and it was fucking Beast Coast.
That's amazing.
That was staying at the house. So, you know, we got to kick it with Derek and his boys a little bit. Great group of guys. Yeah, dude. So that first day we kind of chilled, and then obviously that evening, no, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me backtrack. So yes, so that was the first day. The second day, I did some we went. Emma and I went to. No, we didn't go to the expo yet. The second day was Thursday. My man Shan showed up.
Nice.
Never met in person before, and our first meeting was at the boat ramp to do a little fishing on the Tennessee River.
Beautiful.
Dude, so that was awesome to actually, finally meet Shan in person. We hit it off, dude, and we hung out essentially, the whole time.
Yep.
So we went and did a little fishing. I didn't catch a goddamn thing. We didn't go out for long, but I didn't catch actually, funny story. So I'm backing in the boat into the ramp, right?
Yep.
And it's like a wide ramp, right? Pretty wide.
Yeah.
What you don't know is under the water, a big portion of it cuts off.
Like at an angle?
Yeah. It comes straight, and then part of that wide portion cuts off. So it makes it like pretty narrow. There's two lanes, but they both do that.
Really?
Drop the trailer right off the drop off.
No shit.
Thank God the truck pulled it right off.
You'd probably have no issue with
but it's
that.
Like, it's like muddy water, so you can't even tell. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? I thought my wheels fell off, dude. Like, I was like, what the fuck was that?
Oh my God. Your axle didn't hit and shit like that, right?
Yes. And it didn't fuck up anything, nothing like that. Good. So I pulled it out and, whatever. I put it in, I get the boat ready. Shan comes down. We're hitting it off right out there. We have Emma too, because Meg was doing some work. So we went and did some fishing. I did no research on this place. I should have, but like I knew I was going to be following fishermen around. Like I was just like, whatever, I'll just fuck around and fish. Shan caught, so he hooks on to something nice. I'm like, oh, I was like, sick, dude. And it was a fucking drum, dude. It was probably like a 5-pound drum. 5-6 pound drum. And I was like, dude, don't you dare let that fucking thing on the boat.
That was hilarious in Hoodlum Cast when you mentioned that. You're like, leave it on the water. Figure it out, dude.
I grabbed the net and I'm like, we're not getting this thing on the boat. And so we got that off. We got a quick photo with it. And dude, he ended up catching a bass not too long after that. We dicked around, putted around, talked and whatever, called it a day. And then, dude, it was sick. Each night, our Airbnb basically turned it like, so we had a like nice fire pit and stuff. It wasn't nice to meet at all. Fuck you, man. So each night our Airbnb like turned into the spot where like everyone goes, hangs out around the fire and drinks beers. It was awesome. So that first night, Shan showed up. Shan, Coach Gut, who's another Whatnot seller.
Yep.
Dylan Fogarty came by. And then me and Meg. So Dylan Fogarty, Bass Open Pro. We hung out, drank beers, laughed, like just had a good time. The next day I hit the expo, dude.
Yeah. It's insane, right?
My God. 3 floors, 2 buildings. Every company you can ever think of was there, dude. It was so fucking packed. It was like overwhelming. Really? It was awesome and just like overwhelming. That like my autism kicked in. I was like, I don't like all these people. I'm a life member, so I got in like a little bit early, and like Shan, they were in there like grabbing like exclusive shit for like to
flip on like Whatnot and everything.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. They got their hands on some awesome shit. I I kind of took the weekend to sleep in, or that week to sleep in a little bit. So I never really like,
nothing wrong with that.
But anyway, and they gave me shit about it the whole time. But so I go to the expo, I see Shannon, Coach Gut. Dude, it was, I was able to meet up with a lot of people, Throwback Baits guys. Mm-hmm. I saw them.
That's cool.
You know, becoming pretty close with them. Obviously the Beast Coast guys. My first order of business was like seeing the guys I know and like saying what's up and high-fiving and all that bullshit. So I stayed there for a couple hours, hung around. It was crazy, dude. It was, I'm seeing in like all these pro anglers that we like talk about and like, I like him, like they're just like walking around, standing around.
Yeah.
Matt Robertson, by the way, that dude's fucking, he was hanging out at a booth that I was at. Like I was just looking at something. I think he's talking to somebody. I don't know a thing that goddamn guy is saying. You can't like, it's like another, that Southern like accent he has is like another language, dude.
Yeah. I could get that, man.
It's so crazy. But you see like, Jacob Wheeler was just like walking around and shit. Yep. Drew Gill, like KVD, Roland Mar, like all of them. And they're so just cool. Like,
you got KVD's autograph, right?
Oh yeah. I'll get to that.
That's
I'll get
cool.
to that. That was a cool thing. So yeah, that was the first day. I went to the expo.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, that did happen the first day. So so Meg's been wanting a new backpack, and she really likes like the Yeti ones, the new Yeti ones.
Those
that,
are slick.
That like zip down the front and like split open for a computer and stuff. And they had like a good deals going on because the Yeti booth was insane, dude. It's literally a log cabin inside there.
That's fucking. I got an idea. Like, I'm just gonna say this now. Jigs and Bigs is going to be at the Classic next year. Like it 100%.
It's at Hartwell.
It's at Hartwell. Year. I know.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's going to happen. But I have a plan.
I told you about iCast.
Yeah. Oh like, yeah. Absolutely.
This blew it out of the water.
That's
it absolutely because not only is it bigger.
Yep.
You can actually buy shit.
That's the thing. You know, it's one thing to get like be on the cutting edge and see like, oh, this is coming out. Cool. We get to look forward to it. And then it drops and you're like, oh shit, But I think
like in like Bass Cat, a bunch of people are revealing new shit too, which was cool.
Of course.
Bass Cat revealed a new boat. Garmin revealed their new version of 360.
That's where like a Terminator launches into the water.
Mind blowing, by the way.
I did see some video. Of that, and you're not wrong. It's scary,
dude. I might have to throw the Mega 360 in the trash and get this thing.
100%. Shan, you nailed it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I have an idea. I have an idea. I think there's some people we need to involve in this that I think would be absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Dude, that was just the first day. So we, like I said, we hung out at night. We did that. We went to the expo, kind of chilled that evening. We kind of just chilled. Everyone came over again.
25 milligrams.
Fast. Yep. We fast forwarded and, Meg came to the expo on Saturday with me. She came to the expo on Saturday with me. She did some networking.
Nice.
I slept in. Okay. I slept in. I didn't see the takeoffs, but,
you can watch it on TV.
Yeah, that's right, dude. Right. Yeah. It was fucking cold in the morning too. It was a lot colder than I expected it to be, but, so we, so Meg did some networking, picked up some people that she's, doing some work with, some companies, which is insane. Like the first 15 minutes we were there, dude, she had 2 companies like in our pocket, but, so we walked around.
Shan,
she's like, this is, she's the only expo she's ever like been to is Columbus and New England. She's like, this is fucking bananas.
Yeah.
Like, this is insane.
It's like the difference of going to like the dead mall and the good mall when you're a teenager.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So exactly.
That's no shade, by the way, to like these other amazing expos. But let's be honest, when you have like the name brand in professional bass fishing, having an expo at their premier tournament, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's so we stay there for a couple hours again. It's if you actually wanted to check out every booth, it would take you the full 3 days.
I believe it. Because it's like four levels, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
That's nuts.
Absolutely insane. I didn't see all of it.
That's nuts.
So I'm walking. So we're getting ready to walk out, because we were going to go splash. Me, Meg, and Emma wanted to go splash the boat for a while.
Sure.
And kind of watch, the anglers and whatnot. So I'm walking down a set of stairs. I hear, "Hey, Joe." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I look. It's Mr. Eli Self himself.
That's fucking funny.
Mr.
Dude.
Eli Self himself. So I was like, "Holy shit, dude. I didn't even know you're here." So we like talk for a second. I was like, "Dude," "here's my number." I was like, excuse me. I was like, "We're going to splash the boat for a while, but everyone's been coming to our house at night. So you can like come if you want to come chill." So we went and splashed the boat, dude. Watched a couple people fishing for a while. And watched a couple people fishing. I, threw a line for a couple minutes, but we were more so just kind of checking everything out.
Yeah.
The scenery going up and down the Tennessee River, Tellico and Fort Loudon. Mm-hmm. And we get the boat out, we get back, and again, Shan came, Coach Gut, Eli and his buddy ended up coming. Dylan came again.
That's wild that you were hanging out with Dylan.
Dude, so crazy. So crazy. So he came, and then so Jeremy, the owner of National Tackle, who is my main distributor for my domestic stuff, he was down there. So he actually, him and I were talking, and I had a big order with him. So he actually brought it because he drove. He brought it with him, so we didn't have to ship it. So awesome. So and then he came and kicked it with us, and we drank beers. And dude, we had such a I sent you the picture like Eli fucking with the fire because dude, I was like, I couldn't get the fire to start, dude. And they're like, and he like hands me the box. Like I had a bunch of beers. I mean, he hands me the beer box, the Pacifico box. He's like, "Oh, let's like break this." I was like, "Yeah, okay." And I just like throw the whole box in the fire. I'm like, it'll catch.
That's awesome.
He sat there for like 5 minutes, dude. And then Eli's like, "I can't fucking handle this, dude."
Fucking beautiful.
So he's sitting there breaking it. He's sitting there breaking it up, getting the fire going. Well. And dude, it was so funny. And dude, just everyone networking, talking, like getting to know each other.
That's the best.
Dude, it was such a good time. And then like Jeremy and I are talking, and I was like, "Dude, let's hit the boat in the morning."
Yep.
So I brought Jeremy out that morning. Fucked around with some gear that he brought. That he showed me some new shit, and then watching some of the guys fall. Like I saw a bunch of the it was Championship Sunday, so saw a bunch of the guys fishing, and then dude, we had to bring the boat, and then we're like, "Hey, like, do we want to everything's over? Like, do we want to hit the road?" And so we hit the road Sunday because I'm sure you saw there's some crazy weather coming in on Monday on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's try to get ahead of that.
Good idea.
I forgot the backpack thing, the Yeti backpack thing.
Yes.
So they had some good deals. So I ended up grabbing Meg one of those backpacks, and as I'm like paying for it, coming in from the back is fucking KVD, Kevin Van Dam himself.
No shit.
And so they're like, I don't know if he was like doing a thing. They're like, "Hey, you qualify for a free hat." I was like, "Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll take it." They're like, "Do you want it signed by KVD?" I was like, obviously.
Yeah.
So I went over, he signed, but didn't even, it was just like, "Hey, how you doing?" He signed it, and I walked away. Cause I didn't like, I never want to act like a fangirl, but I kind of was a little like, I wanted to be like, "Let me get a picture of shit," but I didn't. So I have that. And, but yeah, dude, The Classic was such a good. It's one of those things that I'll remember for like ever, dude. It was such a good time, and I want. It's one of those things I want to do it every year now.
Yeah, we got to make that happen.
Just seeing everybody out in the wall, dude. It's. I mean, you have the flotellas. You know, you have fucking 15. Like, it's crazy. What they don't show you is you'll have certain anglers that have like 15 boats watching them.
Oh yeah,
they're like it. And when the angler leaves to go to another spot, it's a fucking train, dude.
Yeah,
like there's like 15 boats just fall. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they sit there, they watch them, and oh, dude, what an experience! It's kind of one of those things that was on my bucket list. I finally did it, and now I just want to do it every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hear that, man.
It was insane.
Bert had commented in here. He goes, he says, why weren't you behind that Jaron kid, boat number 27? Jaron Clinch, buddy Jaron on Instagram and YouTube did a video this week where that's what he did. He kind of went where it was Championship Sunday, and he was just kind of like floating over there. And then he did like a run. And I don't know if he talked to Mercer beforehand or anything, but he waved at him. And Mercer was like, boat 26 or something like that. And,
I saw that.
I'm like, that is fucking cool.
One thing Shan mentioned is so we ordered DoorDash, dude, like a lot of it.
Oh yeah.
Like our dinner, because we were on the boat and Meg's like, I'm kind of hungry. I was like, well, you know, Shan and everyone's coming over, so you know, I'll like DoorDash on the way. Like, dude, like again, I was cranking the beers. So like 2 hours goes by. She's like, hey,
where's our food?
Yeah, dude. And we had been ordering DoorDash the whole time we were there, and it was fucking fast, dude, because there's a lot of shit in the area.
Oh yeah.
And so fucking dude shows up, right? And Derek from Beast Coast, like, hey, I think your food's here. And I was like, you know, guy with a bag. I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, the wife's getting hangry, bro.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
She didn't tell me that she also ordered a couple pair of sweatpants because she forgot hers. So the kids,
that's all he had.
Sweatpants. So the kid's like, wait, what? He's like, I have sweatpants. I was like, oh, she's gonna be so mad.
We can't eat those.
So yeah, dude. So the food never came, and like I had, like I said, I had a bunch of beers. I mean, I didn't give a fuck. I'll eat a bunch of the fucking jerky and the leftover pizza from the night
You're
before.
like, whatever, it's no big deal.
Meg was like, I'm so fucking hungry. She's like, I'm getting kind of like, I don't even know what she ended up eating that night, but
you definitely had some beers then. Holy shit.
Yeah. Like Emma had food from like that she wanted to save. So I was like, oh, I'll just give her that. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
And
that's so weird. I was going to say,
funny.
like, how fucked up would it have been if, like, at the Beast Coast house, so like, this is the best Airbnb ever. The food just keeps showing up over and over.
I didn't even think of that.
She ain't
eating our shit, dude.
She ate the sweatpants. Jesus Christ. Leftover Buc-ee's. So I do have this is how much of a piece of shit I am. You just went to one of the most amazing fishing events that anybody, you know, could look forward to every single year. I want to dial it back to Buc-ee's, and thank you, Shan, for bringing that up. Did you go in and like eat any of the food?
Let's talk about it.
Okay,
So I was literally texting you as I was in there, and you said get the
brisket sandwich, right?
Brisket sandwich. And dude, I literally was walking by the big center thing that they have, and I'm like, I need to get that sandwich. And I got the XL one.
No, if you're gonna do it,
dude.
If you're gonna get diarrhea, get diarrhea.
So that's, you know, Joe's got some tummy issues. So that's a first, you know, and I had another 10 hours of driving to do. And I'm like, well, at least there's rest stops on the way. But dude, oh my God, it was so good.
For a gas station.
It is like,
fantastic.
It's insane, dude. We got. All right, guys, if you've never been to a Buc-ee's, here's how this gas station is. They have fucking shopping carts available.
Yeah.
And we were the people with the shopping carts.
Yeah, you were.
We brought my truck. I couldn't fit anything else in the cab after we went to Buc-ee's. It was just packed. So, I mean, jerky, other snacks, the sandwiches, drinks, souvenirs for like the boys and shit. Emma got like 2 fucking plushie like dolls,
of course,
because she had to get the Buc-ee's doll, and then they had the Easter one, so she had to have both.
Limited edition. Flip that on whatnot.
So it was, that place is banana land, dude. It is so insane. It is, he bought the onesies for his daughter and his wife. I didn't even see those. I definitely would have got those. So
an adult one.
Actually, Shan's wearing one right now with a, you know, it's his wife, so his little peckers like kind of like bulged up in there. But
he's got a bag of beaver nuggets, and he's just
yeah. He's got the old moose knuckle going on, but it's a baby moose. It's a baby moose. Anyway, so it was so good, guys, that we had to ensure that we hit it on the way home too.
That's fucking impressive.
So we hit it on the way home because we just so happened to hit it like around dinner time.
Yep.
So, of course, what did I get Bobby to eat?
The brisket sandwich.
So I got another sandwich, but I got the 3 meat one.
Oh my God.
The brisket, the turkey, and the sausage. Better than the brisket, dude.
Really? Okay. Next month I'm going to be going to South Carolina.
You got to get the 3
I'm going to make a trip, on the way back.
It's that same barbecue sauce, chopped up and everything, but it has the 3 meats in it. Oh my God, it was so good.
I love 3 meats.
And I'm not a huge soda person. Usually the only time I drink soda is when there's alcohol in it.
Yep.
But I'm a big pineapple fan, dude. Like, I love pineapple shit. Dude, they had a pineapple cream soda on fountain. So I got that. It was amazing, dude. Like, Buc-ee's is something else, guys. Buc-ee's is like the Disneyland of fucking gas stations.
It is.
Yeah, so so we headed home. We did the same thing, drove a bunch and then hit a hotel. Meg was like terrified that we were gonna get it, so we actually like got a like deluxe room at some fucking place and
some
like
real posh Ritz-Carlton type shit.
Yeah. So it had a pull-out couch. It was a suite, so I had the pull-out couch. I had the king bed. Nice. It was comfortable as fuck. By the way, I didn't want to get up in the morning. But dude, yeah, we just missed all that fucking weather. We get home, we get everything in the house, dude. That weather hits. I wake up the next morning. There's fucking roof shingles around my head.
That fucking crazy.
Dude, it like blew roof shingles. So I had to call the insurance because there's like a wet spot in the kitchen now.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with that. My roof is like almost due, dude. It's original. My house was built in 2004 and the roof is original.
Oh,
so right. I'm hoping they're not going to try to butt fuck me and be like, nope, it's just an old roof. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. But anywho, dude, that was the classic. It was fucking
awesome though.
Nuts. It was, dude, it was an experience, Bobby. It's like, so now I have 2 things that I keep telling you that you have to fucking do. You got to come up for Spawn for St. Lawrence and you got to go to the fucking classic.
Yeah,
man.
I got to. It's got to happen. It's got to happen.
It was my bucket. Year. It was one of my bucket list items.
Yep.
I checked it off, dude. But now I'm being selfish and like needy. I got to keep going.
Now you started it, so now it's like, but I could see something really cool happening at the classic. Like I really, really could. Yep. We'll go, and that's the beauty of it, dude. Like we can bring down the boats and get a big house and fish, take some time, maybe like make it more of a stay where we've got more time, fucking get out there.
That's what Meg and I talked about. Yeah. We would go a couple days earlier this time.
Definitely. And then you're like, we'll fucking just fish. We'll have a good time, relax, chill.
And I know Hartwell a little bit. So I like know where to get some fish there. And I will say those big ass stripers in there.
I will say, like Hartwell, after your experience there with that ABA veterans tournament, I look at Hartwell a little bit differently because you were saying when you had done that, like most of the locals were like, it's like 2 pounders
No. That was West Point. That was
West Point. Oh,
no, Hartwell. I was catching like 3-4 pound spots.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Hartwell's a sick
That's
fishery,
right. That
dude.
was West Point. You're right.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Yeah, that was a couple years. That was when I still had the Skeeter. That was 2-3 years ago when I did. That was my first big boy tournament.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude. Yeah, I think we got to make that happen. I think we could definitely do it if we got a group together in advance and said, because we're gonna know the dates. Like we should definitely set it up.
We should start literally, Bobby. We should just start planning it now.
Yeah, no, I agree. 100%. I think that's a great idea. Dude, that is fucking wild. You do anything else like remotely fishing? Like that's hard to fucking top.
Dude, bought some shit.
Yep.
I didn't buy a ton. I didn't buy a ton of shit just because I was like so in awe, dude. Like it was.
Yeah. And a lot of that was like market research too, because like you were going there with the AVF tackle hat on.
So I was going for AVF. Meg was going for her new thing. So Shan got to hear the story how I accidentally booked a hotel in Harrisburg, Virginia instead of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. It happens.
But yeah, dude, I so many people, you meet so many people down and like it was cool to see, like, it was just crazy. It was really humbling to see like just how awesome the fishing community is.
Yep.
Everyone was so friggin' nice. I got to meet, I'm getting those cinch swim baits in, through Jeremy. And I got to meet those guys. And they were friggin' awesome. They were having a contest of, they had their cinch swim bait, like, graphic on a like blank on a piece of paper. And they're doing a thing, a kid's contest where, a kid can paint like with crayon, whatever, and whoever won, they were going to actually make that bait. It was going to be a 1-on-1, and then they're going to send it to the kid.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty so Emma did slick, that. Dude. Emma did that. We turned it in.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's, and like, let's talk about Jeremy from National Tackle real quick. So this dude, he's only a distributor, so you can't like go on his website or anything, but, this dude, he's originally like a catfish and walleye guy. He's not a bass fisherman, but knows that's where he wants to be in that realm as well. He just opened this business October 1st. He is like he's like a one-man shop. He delivers hand delivers all the shit in the Midwest, dude. He just drives around all week, like no shit. Packs orders, delivers them. He is just such a solid, good dude. I told him, like, I was like, we're gonna grow together, man. Like, we just hit it off. Him and Shan hit it off. Eli, like, we were just sitting around the fire, dude, just having such a good time, man. And it was just, it was a memorable experience. That's what was cool about it.
That's fucking awesome, dude. That is so cool. And I love the fact that like he's a new player in the game, that's super fucking cool. Man, that is fucking wild, dude. Dude, that's dope, man. Not too bad. You got anything
not too bad
lined up as far as trips that you're working on or things that you're planning with?
Not just St. Lawrence River, second week of June. We're originally gonna like Taylor, my family, Taylor, his family, like our friend Kevin, someone else. We were all gonna, or in Bogley, we're all gonna stay in the same house, but like so I thought we only had Emma. We had the boys that week too. Plus we're going to bring the dogs. So I was like, dude, you guys do a house and we'll just do one near you. Like it's going to be way too many people. Like in one house.
A whole crew. So,
and with the dogs, like I'll feel bad if like, someone's not a big dog fan or something. And just like, because, I would love my boys and Emma to get with, Taylor's kids and Kevin's kids. I do have a bit of news.
Yes.
So,
okay.
I'll give it.
Oh, hey, it must be juicy because right as he said that, Joe froze up and his internet was like, fuck off. Joe, you froze up there. What'd you say?
So I have some news.
Okay.
You got that part.
Yep.
So the anomaly that Taylor just came out with.
Yes. Oh.
there's going to be an AVF exclusive color for the Anomaly.
Really?
Yep. And it is, I'll tell you about it. I'll actually text it to you in a second.
Okay.
And I'm excited. I'm excited about it. It's
that's
good,
fucking
man.
Slick. That's fucking slick, dude. Good for you. That's awesome. That exclusive stuff is huge.
Yep.
You know, you get that going, and it's a big deal. That's badass. I did a little bit of fishy shit this week. I got fishy with it, and nothing like the Bassmaster Classic. But I'm going to go try and do this in chronological order. So starting with, we recorded the show last Friday and Saturday morning. Mm-hmm. And let's see, Joe just sent me this. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That is like, yes. Yes. I love, okay. All right. This will be a popular one too.
Yep.
Real popular. Yep. My God. So back on track. We recorded Friday with Becca, and then I Frankenstein that episode, and it worked out great. And then Saturday morning, I was up at 8 a.m. Dave Urkey was with me at 5 a.m. because he's like, everybody will be sleeping. We'll be able to record. We ended up recording segment 2 and 3. And the segment that week for Just the Tip was about fishing with kids. I was like, how perfect is that? You know, brand new baby at the Wolf of Walmart house. Like, you know, this is perfect. So we had a good conversation there. Really good show. But that night, I went out to Southern Vermont, and I went to go see Flywalker. And dude, I don't know. I texted you some video from that show, and I don't know if you got it because I was in Brattleboro. Okay, ladies and gentlemen that don't understand, I am an old man. I am going to be 49 this year. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old guy. I was 100% the oldest person in this skate park, standing on a half pipe, watching a bunch of local rappers. And I got to tell you.
The concert was at a skate park?
It was at a skate park, yeah.
That's dope.
It was at a skate park. And it was crazy. So I met my buddy. I connected that night with Vegan Jared. I was like,
oh, okay.
Bro, leave a Subi at home. I'll pick you up at Treehouse on the way up. It'll be good to go.
So he was full of Treehouse beers on the way up. I was like, here, eat this. So we drive up, right? We get there, and the parking is just insane. We get there, and the show was unbelievable. First off, Flywalker, unbelievable performance. He led. I think he led with Fish On and then Bass Pro right afterwards. Got everybody hyped up. I got to talk to him before he went on, and it was awesome. But he gave me a shout out from stage, which was unbelievable. And I was kind of like,
that's awesome.
I felt like I was like, now everybody realizes I'm the oldest person here. Who the fuck is Santa Claus in the back? So that was interesting. We had a good fucking time though. And I'll tell you what, the thing that really even the other acts that were there was some real fucking talent there, which is cool. And granted, the music is a bit different, but one thing, it really was nostalgic for me. Cause I'm an old school, punk hardcore metal guy. You know what I mean? My very first shows were in skate parks like that. And just to see, there was probably about 50 or 60 people in this tiny little skate park. It was one of the smallest skate parks I've ever seen. And they were crammed in here in Southern Vermont on a Saturday night. No heat. It was ridiculous. But it was so cool to see that they still had that energy and that it was still going these days. So... yeah. Bad idea is that Jared and I are going to go and relive our youth and start going to some local hardcore shows because we know of a couple of people that put some good shit together. And we're like, we just, we're going to go hug the wall and hang out. We're too old for that shit now.
Dude, let me know. I'll come.
Okay, man.
Dude, because you know what my first concert was?
Who's that?
It was I want to say it was, it was at the Palladium in Worcester.
Okay. All right.
Told my parents I was sleeping over my buddy's
That's
house.
The way to do it.
It was so that was when Eminem wasn't famous yet. Mm-hmm. But he opened for...
No, Joe. I'm talking hardcore, not fucking rap at all. I'm talking about this is Sick of It All, Agnostic Front, shit like that, but younger kids that
Allen
have
type shit.
less poop. Less poop. But yeah, I'm talking like, yes. Like, yes, exactly. Hatebreed. That's a good example like that. Like,
I love Hatebreed.
that was my first concert at a skate park, was one of Hatebreed's first shows.
Yeah,
in Bristol.
dude, like
It's fucking
I'm
great.
trying to. Dude, I'm 41. You know,
Okay,
I'm not
we'll
40,
go.
but I'm 41, and I'm like, there's like, like Meg and I are doing a couple concerts this year, and like, but they're like big like,
yeah, and you're paying
dude, I
like
was-
$1,200 a seat and shit.
dude,
It's bad.
dude, we were so mad. We are both big fans of Rise Against,
Oh yeah, yep.
and we fucking were good. They were playing at a small venue in Boston, and we are like, let's go, like, you know, because like, you know, they're not as big as they were never really big,
Yeah.
but I want to say it was Rise Against, dude, and Coheed and Cambria. And we were just like,
Let's do it.
But we had parent stuff.
Of course.
So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck. Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, but back to, so it was my first one. I think it was at the Palladium. We snuck out. It was before Eminem was famous, and he was opening for, I want to say it was fucking Tech Nine, dude. I get like Tech Nine is jumping out at me.
Really?
Maybe
Okay.
it wasn't Tech Nine.
Okay. Shit, that's a while ago. I mean, before Eminem.
We're
was famous,
talking
we're
2001, 2002.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say because like his fucking first album came out, I think in '98, some shit like that. I think
Who Eminem's?
yeah.
Dude, he didn't even have the bleached hair yet.
Oh, really?
So, no, I was in junior high. So, no, it would have been like, that would have been like 96 or 97, dude.
Okay, all right, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's
Yep.
crazy. I was a freshman in college.
Yeah. Yep. I was supposed to be at my buddy Mike, who I joined the military with. I was
Yep.
supposed to be at his house sleeping over.
It's always Mike, man. They bring you, rope you into some
12
wild shit.
12-year-old kid getting those fucking contact highs at the Whistler Palladium.
My very first concert was Run DMC. Yeah,
that's
that was
so
my
sick.
very, very first concert was Run DMC, Springfield Civic Center. This was in like 93 when like fucking Naughty by Nature was touring. And let me tell you, like, we in the parking garage, the group of dudes that I was with, we smoked like some fucking shit brickweed in the
Yep.
but the amount of fucking smoke in that fucking place, 1993, you could get away with this shit. I felt like I was like watching The Dead. It was ridiculous. I was like, holy fuck, wild shit. But Flywalker, absolutely awesome, man. It was really good to see him. And I told him, I was like, dude, I'm only in Massachusetts. I'm like, I will come. We'll fish Champlain. I was like, you and I will jump on a boat. Binia, you've got an invite as well. I'm not going to go up to Vermont and not fish with Binia. So it'll be the three of us.
I'll come too, and we'll share boats.
Yes, dude, it'll be awesome. It'll be. You know what? That's when we should do a fucking challenge video.
No, that'd be sick.
That would be great because we could all put shit on our fucking channels, and fucking that's what we should do.
Yep.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. So what else? What else is going on this week? So I had a couple of people ask me for advice on bait finesse this week. One of them was Paul. And he was like, yeah, my wife wants to get me a birthday gift. He's like, I really think I want to kind of jump into this, man. What do you recommend? You know who else reached out to me and asked me about bait finesse?
Who?
Brody.
That's so fucking awesome.
Brody. And to this,
I hope you gave him all the wrong shit, because that kid's a problem, dude.
I told him, I was
That
like,
kid
you
scares me.
specifically want to buy surf casting gear and focus on, flipping 132nd ounce jigs into
80-pound braid. Make sure he's using 80-pound braid.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No. Of course I set him straight, but I was like, this is another tool in his arsenal that if he's struggling might help. It gives him options, and I don't know what I might have done, but
you created a fucking problem, Bobby. That's what you did. He's so Brody must be he's the same age, so he must be like 12 now, close to 12.
So. Yeah.
Or 11. And the kid's a hammer.
He's an absolute hammer.
How many top threes does he have?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Top threes. Jesus,
Yeah.
I don't know, but he's won it. I think at least 2. And that's one of the things that we are talking about. Benny and I were on the phone back and forth all week long, and we are starting to compile some awards for recognition of like the lunker of each species in a. Yeah. We're only going back as far as like since the format changed for the multi-species scavenger hunt, but we're also looking at some of the records for like number of like 17s in the slot series. You know, that'll be a record there that people have. And I'm tinkering around with making some digital like baseball cards. And then I got really ripped one night and I was like, I wonder if I can find a company to
Print these out.
and then do like just a box set and like a almost like an album where you could go and flip through. Because like eventually there's going to be a Jigs and Bigs studio where things happen. That's where I want things to go. And I'd love to have that out open so people could see like, oh yeah, this year, these were the awards, and do like a set like that. I think it'd be awesome. What else do we got? This is the last of all the orders that I made this winter are starting to come in. This one, obviously, from Hookset Hoodlums came in. I got this in a classic tee. I ordered some shit from Dark Horse that I am thinking is really going to hit me. Check one of the boxes on my to-do lists for the boat this year, and that is to get things more organized with my storage. So I don't know if you know this, Joe, but Dark Horse started to carry, not Euro Tackle. They started to carry... the fuck are those? Evolve.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
They're carrying Evolve now. And so I went and I was like, well, I've got, I like the ballistics box. That's pretty badass. I should go and see what else they have to offer. So I did. I did not realize they had so much for like storage as far as like soft plastic storage. I got myself some stuff to help organize that. I also picked up a...
they were at the Classic, by the way.
Oh, they
Saw some
were?
Cool
That's
shit
awesome.
yeah.
Well, I picked up the small line bag. So this way I can have like all my leaders and like some of the stuff, like the standard spools. They have a bulk one too. Right now, there's only 2 like bulk spools that I buy for fluoro, but that may change in the future. Who knows? There's some cool shit. So I've got that coming. A couple more items from Slot Tech too, because that's the other one Dark Horse had just brought on with Slot Tech. So there's a couple things that I'm just waiting on for all that. I want to say a big shout out to Kat Dip. I don't know if you remember when we had Kat on the show. She is based in Oklahoma, and she's also Team Arc. And she got out with her Arc Sniper 2. And she went a little bit more of like that little, like what you would call power finesse, like it's bait casting gear, but it's still very light. It's not really bait finesse, that like level of light. And she caught an absolute monster, dude. And so she's got some content coming. Hooked on Cat is her Instagram. Go follow her. She is fantastic. We love her. We got some other shit to talk about. The wildest shit happened this week. Thursday, Wednesday, I get an email that comes across, and it's a request for information. Okay. And I'm like, all right, cool. It was an officiant job is what it was. I was like, okay, cool. Wedding officiant, no sweat. I have that date in May available, but I was like, oh God, it sounds like there's something going on. I feel like there's something. Yeah, there is. It's May the 16th. That's the weekend of the very first multi-species scavenger hunt championship. I have been waiting over a year for this weekend, and I'm like, you motherfucker. So I reach out and I ask some questions. I was like, do you guys need music? What is it that you're looking for? Turns out there is no wedding reception happening here. One of their families is in, and I actually have a meeting with them tomorrow to discuss all of this. One of them is originally from here. I think the other one is from Pennsylvania, and the wedding is down there, the reception. So they're like, we're just going to do a ceremony with some family, and then this is at a really, really nice spot out where I will be fishing, actually, right nearby that day. It's on my itinerary. I was like, could this be? So this is what your boat. She's already
going to bring your boat to the gig.
No, I'm going to. So keep in mind, the multi-species championship is a 48-hour tournament from Friday at noon until Sunday at noon. So I will be fishing almost all through the night on Friday. I am going to sleep. I think what I'm actually going to do is head out your way on Friday, fish until like 8, 10 o'clock, and then head home, get a decent night's sleep, go and fish near where the event is, fish until about 2. The ceremony's at 4. I'm going to go hit a Planet Fitness, get a shower in, right? Because it's an officiating job, right? I'm not bound to like what I would typically wear for a wedding. I'm not bound to wearing a suit. Now, I am a minister with the United Life Church. You know, I wear.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been since like 2017. I think 2016, 2017.
They haven't seen this show, have they?
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. So I have a stole that has their like artwork on it and everything like that I'll put on over when I'm wearing a suit. Like that's like how I'll define what's what.
I'm buying a robe.
That's my goal. I'm going to buy a robe and I'm just going to go get a shower in, change fishing gear, throw on the robe with the stole like a priest, go in, do the ceremony. It's 30 minutes. It's no big deal. And then I'm going to go to my second location and post up and fish all night.
Bobby's going to buy a robe. Next thing you know, it's Bobby Roast Beef and American Vet Fishing doing fucking exorcisms.
That's what I'm saying.
It's going to be our second podcast.
So literally, for those that don't understand what's going on, I'm going to fish a 48-hour tournament, stop and marry a young couple, and then leave there and continue fishing. I love my life. I do need to have a conversation with them and let them know that this is the plan because I just want full disclosure. I don't want them to be like, where the fuck did this guy come from? Like, and give them a couple of options because I have plenty of ways to make it work. It should absolutely do the job. Jay Manning says, you got to get some footage while fishing on the boat with the robe, holding out your arms. Yes, that's going to happen. I got to figure out how to get my drone to work so I can get that footage flying up. My God, I'm so
at least you got to have the collar too, though.
Well, it's not going to be that kind of a robe. I think there's like
and make it that kind of a robe. That's easy.
Oh man. Let's go ahead and let me take a look at my notes here because I had some crazy shit going on. So we talked about Kat. So I will say that this week, we did get some feedback about last week's episode. There was a couple of listeners that reached out and they were just like, one specifically was like, countertops. This is going to be really helpful when I'm on the water. I just want to say, guys, for well over 300 straight weeks, I've given you guys some fishy content. And to have a conversation with, by the way, one of the most popular guests we've ever had on the podcast, if we're talking about how she's redoing her kitchen, I'm okay with that. I think that's okay. That just pissed me off. I was like, are you fucking serious, man? Like, you don't pay for this show. You know, like, come on. So it is what it is. I just want to put that out there. I'm also getting a little bit fired up because we have some shit to talk about in the headlines. It's going to get crazy. And then boat updates. Where are we? Well, we did it. Sent it today. I got my electronics all straightened out, all that stuff. Everything's in place. Did a little bit of light cleaning. I am waiting for a couple of things to get like the rest of my tackle together, so it's not where I necessarily want it. But I gave my buddy Paul a choice. I was like, you want to go out and fish for trout in the Swift and try that? I had gone and taken a peek at the launch to see if it was doable. This is the first time I've ever launched my boat where I needed to take the shovel out of my truck and actually dig out a little bit of snow beforehand just to make sure that I could clear it. Or I was like, or we could do the Connecticut. And I had gone, like, this was on Thursday, and I got some video of the ramp, and it is just like, it is almost up to the very level area. Like, it's so high. Yeah. I'm like, I think we can do it, but I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I almost would rather break some of the ice at the Swift, which is what ended up happening. So we launch the boat, we get down there. We only fish for about an hour because the battery from my remote just fucking started flaking on me. Like, and I was like, motherfucker. And when I bought these batteries last year to replace them, there was only one left and they didn't have a multi-pack. When I bought the ones for like my key fob for my truck, Those I had no issues with at all. Like those were, they had a multi-pack. I was good. I've got 6. I keep them handy, no problem. And I just totally forgot to pick up more of these. So I was like, dude, we got to get going. But here's the thing. Our water temp there was 37.
In a row?
Yes. 37 degrees. We had fished for, like I said, about an hour. We saw no life out there, and that water is crystal clear. The weeds are starting to grow, like they're really green, which is surprising. But those fish they're used to colder temperatures because that typically high 50s is the highest I think I've ever seen it. So, that water runs real cold. So the bass that are in there are not used to like these crazy hot days and everything like that. Binya says it's all the poop. Not on that river. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. So that was my fishy week. And I think it was a solid one. Let me make sure we got last of the orders, got all that. Yeah, we are good, man. I mean, I had a pretty good fishy week, not Bassmaster Classic worthy, but it was pretty solid overall. Joe, we are an hour in right now. Do you want to cut to break and then do headlines with just the tip and FTG in segment 2?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do that. We'll see you guys in a bit. Don't go too far. More Jigs and Bigs coming up right after this.
Zootopia 2 has come home to Disney+.
Let's go!
Get ready for a new case.
We're the greatest partners of all time!
New friends.
Gary the Snake.
And your last name?
The Snake.
Dream Team. Get new habitats.
Zootopia has a secret reptile population.
You can watch the record-breaking phenomenon at home. Zootopia 2, now available on Disney+, rated PG. And right now you can get Disney Plus and Hulu for just $4.99 a month for 3 months with a special limited time offer. Ends March 24th. After 3 months, plan auto-renews at $12.99 a month. Terms apply.
Ever feel like your brain just won't click? Onnit Alpha Brain is a daily supplement engineered to support memory, focus, and mental speed. Made with science-backed ingredients, Onnit Alpha Brain helps you lock in, tune out distractions, and stay sharp. See what your brain can really do. Visit onnit.com and shop Alpha Brain to unlock your next level. That's ONNIT.com.
Bobby, this is going to be the shortest headline we've had thus far because it's just a quick update.
Nothing wrong with that.
After I cough. So we all know about the muskie that was caught on New York or New Jersey, whichever one. Well, it has officially been denied.
Oh. What a whiff.
That record has officially been denied by New Jersey as well as New York. So that fish caught is just a fish caught. There is no record. There was no record obtained by it. So it is still in there. And, just make sure you're fishing one side or the other and you know the rules. And, if you hook into that fish, yeah. So
I will say this. The reason why it's not a New York record is because New York's record muskie blows that one away.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
So,
yeah, that's right. So but the New Jersey, they're like, nope.
Huh.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, what a whiff.
So that
what
is
a whiff,
I know we talked about it. We're like, we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens. Well, that's what happened. It has officially been denied.
That is fucking lame. Well, what do you expect for New Jersey? So we've got some shit to talk about, guys. Yeah. So this week I stumbled on a video, and I actually this is kind of like a tier. There were 3 videos that I kind of stumbled on, and I have a feeling that there's more out there. The first video I stumbled on was actually the last one I think that we're going to cover. But that video came out. It was released by Texas Living Outdoors, and he was talking and reacting to a video from Randy Blockett, which is odd because Randy's video was actually a riff off of Steve Chapman's video, where he kind of expanded on it. So Joe and I had this conversation, and there's some shitty shit. So I do have a clip. I'll play. I have a number of sound clips. You guys are going to hear a lot. So I'm going to actually play Steve Chapman one clip here. And I do want to say, before we dive into this, I actually think that Steve gave the best like laying it out in a way that wasn't douchey in any kind of way and was very sincere and honest for what it was. But he this is a clip that I just thought was interesting.
The youth has surpassed the traditional veteran angler for a lot of reasons. They've embraced the technology. The one thing that they've done even more is they get a lot of time on the water. They don't have family commitments. They don't have girlfriends. They only fish. There are some of our youth anglers that spend 300 plus days pre-fishing where they're going to go in upcoming this year and upcoming years. And because of that, that time on the water has boosted them and put them in a category that some of us don't appreciate and some of us don't like at all. And forward-facing sonar has changed the game. That's for sure. But remember, everyone's allowed to use the tool.
And I think that is a very important spot to kind of chime in, because he's right. Everybody gets to use the tool. And in that video, Steve says he was just like, I guess he was maybe speaking from the perspective of like, you know, an angler that's put some time in, you know what I mean? And looking at it from those eyes with like his own age and saying like, you know, this sucks that this happens, you know, but it happens and it is what it is. Randy took it to a different level. And I'm going to play a clip that kind of is like sort of like puts a stamp on it. But there's a number of other things, too, that caught my attention.
This is the elephant in the room I want to talk about, which is money. I know what it's like to be in school and come from a family that, you know, doesn't have extra money to spend on whatever. Here's what I want to talk about that nobody talks about when you're talking about the transformation of the sport into younger anglers. The majority of the younger anglers coming up right now obviously have some type of they have some type of financial backing to be able to afford to do it. So let me talk about how this is. Let's say that you're an 18 or 19 or 20-year-old dude that just loves to fish and you're ate up with it. And you're in school, you're in high school or you're in college. Okay, number one, you've got to have the money to go to college. And then number two, if you're going to compete at the level of dominance that you see the anglers are right now, that are in the young anglers, you have got to have all the good equipment. You can't go out there in a 14-foot flat bottom with a 50-horse motor on it with a 2D sonar. If you go to a lot of these high school and college tournaments, you're seeing these guys are in $60, $70, $80, $100,000 bass boats and they're 20 years old. It's not cheap to go fishing. It's just like, you know, Steve made a comment in that video. It's like these guys are fishing 300 days a year. Guys, do you know how much money it costs to fish 300 days a year?
Tell me you've lost all your ability to have actual perspective of the big picture without telling me you've lost your entire ability to have an actual perspective of the big picture. Like, I feel like when he says, oh, it costs so much to go fishing, he's not relating to the entire audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like to make it like about money, like they're like, oh, well, they can do this because they have money. I want to go through the right into the next clip because I think this next one kind of says a lot and kind of riffs on that.
It obviously comes either from family money or some type of independent wealth or some type of a subsidy somewhere with that. The problem that I have with that is that Bassmaster and MLF have not tried to make this playing field level amongst the younger anglers that are coming up. So what this has done, especially when you bring the electronics part in it, because all these dudes that are excelling, all of them, I don't know a single one of them that has excelled to the top level without forward-facing sonar. If there is, tell me, because I don't know of anyone that has. You've got these kids that are excelling with technology, which costs a lot of money to have on the boats. So it's created this financial elitism within the younger angler class that has been perpetuated by the tournament organizations. And this is not fair to everybody out there that loves to fish.
That's funny that he said that it's not fair to everybody else who wants to fish because, you know, he mentioned earlier, like 80, 90, $100,000 bass boats, shit like that. Like, here's the thing that I think gets me the most. It seems like this argument really comes down to about forward-facing sonar and the new technology there. So, I mean, I haven't even really priced this stuff, but I know that like to really do it, you're in the window of about like $3,000 to $5,000. You could get like a Lowrance Eagle Eye for about $1,000 or some shit like that. Like there's options and there's new stuff on the horizon that's going to change things even more. You're probably going to see that price go down. But when you're spending $100,000 on your bass boat, okay, and you could spend another $5,000, why wouldn't you make that fucking call? You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand when people complain about the price when they're talking about kayak fishing, because your boat rigged out might cost that $5,000, you know, factoring if you're going to do any other kind of other shit. So like there, when you look at it, you're like, holy fuck, that's a lot to spend on whatever. But if it's that important, like, and it truly is the cutting edge technology and a tool, why wouldn't you make use of it? You know what I'm saying? Like these older tournament guys, not everybody, but the older tournament guys, they seem to get so bent out of shape about the price tag. And I'm like, especially when you're paying to play all this other stuff, it's like that's like just kind of like how it goes. You know what I mean? That's part of it. Like, and when you're dropping X number, oh, I'm sorry. I take that back. I'm not factoring that some of these guys are competing and they're getting updated boats for free, you know, even if it's just a short period of time. So there's other shit involved. Like, I don't know, man. It's just, I think to bring it up, like when he's talking about the parents, like that's what fucking gets me is like, who the fuck is he to talk about what I want to do for my kids? Like, think about it like this. What if this is what dad always wanted to do? You know what I mean? Like he always wanted to do it. And he's like, my kid has the fucking passion for this. And I instead of doing this, maybe I invested or I did something with my life or built a business and like, yeah, go have fun. Do what you want. You know what I mean? Who are you to judge however that comes from? Like you're in no position to say anything about how somebody gets involved with this. That's very fucking just tacky.
You know, listen, Randy Blockett, I'd like to think that he does a lot of this for clickbait because we all know clickbait fucking gets views. Yeah. I'd like to think that he's not this fucking ignorant. And if he is this fucking ignorant, he could take his washed up professional fishing fucking ass, take that one fucking FLW tour trophy he has, turn it fucking sideways and shove it right up his fucking keister.
Yep.
Because go ahead. I'm gonna rant on it, so I'll let you finish.
100%. So he said, oh yeah, a lot of these guys, like Binya made an example. He goes, oh, Justin Hamner was out mowing fucking lawns, family wealth, shaking my head. You know, that's the whole thing. It's like, and I will say this, I did cut some shit out because like Randy would talk about like an instance in his life, one example, something like that. And that is what he was using to back up his whole, like I cut all that shit out because it's useless. You know what I mean? It's one thing. Like everybody's situation is different. Like if you judge that, like how somebody got there, it's bullshit. Wait until you hear some of the clips that we have coming up on top of that. So this next one here, this I think is interesting because this is what Randy says his solution is.
And here's how it can be fixed. The tournament organizations have got to start putting equipment limitations on these boats to at least. It's not going to fix the problem completely, but at least it will help the problem as far as allowing anglers to have a level playing field. You know, if you don't have the access to that technology or whatever, it would help that tremendously.
So he's saying that they should put equipment limitations on at the organization level to not allow them in. But his argument is about these kids have this opportunity because of all this money, because they're putting in, all this money gets them in there. Well, what about the $100,000 bass boat? Why don't you limit the horsepower? Why don't you limit, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to make it a level playing field.
Here's why his fucking statement has zero fucking value.
Yeah.
Okay. About the tournament organizations creating a level playing field. That's exactly what they fucking did last year by BASS saying we're going to do coin flips. It's only going to be half.
Yeah.
And MLF saying you can only use it for one fucking period.
Yeah.
Because guess what?
You're right.
The average age of a professional fisherman back in fucking the 90s was 45.
Yep.
Now it is 29.
That's what
goes
mad
to show
about.
us that the fucking Bobby, you and I are only 8 years apart.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
You know damn well that when I told my fucking parents that, hey, I want to be a dirt bike rider. Okay, then fucking start mowing lawns and get yourself a dirt bike.
100%.
Yeah. The culture was just fucking different back there. Back then, parenting was different back then.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's us kids that came from basically a just barely a pot to fucking piss in growing up, like myself, who has a little bit of dough and it has done good for myself and my wife. So yeah, if my kids want to become a fucking professional baseball player, professional soccer player, whatever, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do everything in my fucking power. I will work more fucking hours. I will take out loans or whatever. If I feel that person has, just like Texas Outdoors said, I will ensure that they do that. It's just the parents care a little bit more these days.
The other thing too that I want to say is he likes to make it sound like the tournament bass fishing was accessible, to everybody. Are you fucking delusional? The cost to get in, the fucking travel, all of these things, the stuff that they all complain about, it was a barrier of entry for your average angler. See, this is Randy, and I'm talking to you directly here. Randy, this is where I can say this. There are way more of me out there than there are of you in the fishing world. And guess who buys more shit, Randy? Us. We're not as good as the professional anglers. We break off more often. Joe and I talked about it, and I was like, Joe, we joke that Joe's boat and my boat are totally different animals.
Yeah.
Joe, how much did you approximately spend on your boat?
140.
Okay. I could have bought almost 5 of my boats for that amount of money. And I mean, I have a nice boat. I have a brand new Lund. I max out at 30 miles an hour, but guess what? I'm also not fucking competing. You know what I mean? I'm just doing my thing. So the thing is, Randy, you say this shit and you get the group of people that don't have a stake in it at all, other than watching on TV, the little amount that we get to see on television, not on the internet. You know what I mean? The little bit that we get to see on television, you're talking to these people as fans, and they don't have a stake in it whatsoever. A good portion of them could never financially make this happen, bust their ass or win the lottery.
Here's the other thing he didn't mention that I feel so bad because I can't think of the fucking tournament series right now, but there's a fucking youth tournament series that is huge. That, guess what? If the kids don't have boats or their parents don't have boats, they ask for fucking volunteers.
Yeah, from the community to help them do this.
From the community, from the bass fishing community to be like, hey, can you come out and be the captain of this fucking tournament? And guess what? A shit ton of people go and do it for them. And that gets the fucking the kids that might come from a lower income household but loves fishing to get out there on a fucking boat with the same technology. Randy was fishing when fucking down imaging came out. Did he think that was unfair?
Yeah. He probably ate that up.
You know what I mean? Because he's a fucking washed up pro fisherman that couldn't fucking hang after FLW, and this shit came out after. All of a sudden, it's too technological. It's ruining the sport.
Yeah.
Guess what? I was just fucking out there, dude. I was just fucking out there. I saw the amount of young kids that were at the fucking classic, and it was so fucking humbling, dude. It was so awesome to see how many young kids were out on boats, out on the shores watching these fucking people. And guess what? Some of them were using, they were using forward-facing sonar. And guess what? I watched some of the older heads or some of the other people not use it and just beat the fucking bank. And guess where they finished? Right at the fucking bottom. So guess what? People are going to want to see 20-pound bags over a fucking 11-pound bag every single goddamn day.
Yeah.
And if it is legal in the league, then fuck it, dude.
Yeah. That's
and they just like you said, they fucking did exactly what they had to do. And the aspect of like, yeah, you're right. We still got some old cats here. They went all in on the forward facing sonar the first couple of years. And they're like, and they took a step back, both MLF and BASS. And they're like, you know what? We still have some old heads in here. Let's tone it back a little bit, and we'll even the playing field for the guys. Cause guess what? My dad doesn't know a goddamn thing about technology.
Yeah.
Those people are out there, but guess what? In 5, 6, 7 years, it's going to be all forward-facing sonar because that's what the technology is. And people are like, oh, they don't know the science and like all this and that. The fucking forward-facing sonar doesn't call the fish in. You still need to know patterns and habits of the fucking fish to see where they are.
100%.
It doesn't call the fish in for you.
And I do want to mention, like, one of the things that he mentions is out there. He's like, oh, the money allows them to spend 300 days a year out fishing, pre-fishing all these areas, places that they want to go, and all this shit. I get that. What's the number one thing that myself as a podcast creator or as a podcast and content creator, Joe, you as somebody who works in the tackle industry,
time on the water is everything.
We say that constantly. It's not about the baits that you buy. It's not about the gear that you're using. It's not about the vessel that you're on. Time on the water is more precious than anything else. Randy, you yourself have said this, that time, there is nothing that makes up for time on the water. And I think the thing is that it's sour grapes because it wasn't, and this happens all the time, man. Let's look at music, okay?
Yeah.
If you were a musician and you had a band and you wanted to put an album together, you know how much that cost you? Now, if you have a laptop and one good microphone, right, you can do it for, the cost of that computer and a few $100. It's not like, and people at that time were pissed off because these bands, you remember the band Chevelle?
Yeah.
Okay. They're a group that came from money. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not a fan. I'm going to straight up. And I will say that they're a group that came up from money, and there was talk in the music scene at that point that essentially, like, they had mommy and daddy had paid all this money to get their first records done or some bullshit like that. Dude, they're still relevant. Like, there are people that they're playing shows. Rodney is going to see them, I think, this summer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, all that shit. So, like, none of that fucking means anything, like, at all. And it's like, who the fuck are you? Like, just because somebody has access, how do you fault them for that? And I know he's going to say, I'm not faulting him for that. I think the league should do something. But, Joe, I think you nailed it. They did. And if you really don't like it, there's NPFL.
Yep.
You know?
And here's what I'll close out on it. Shan and I had a conversation because Shan was actually sitting right by. So let me back up. Let's talk about Dylan Nutt for a second, the kid who won. This is a 22-year-old kid. Guess what? He's not an Elite Series angler.
No.
He got in from winning a Bass Nation, getting in through Bass Nation. So he's not even an elite angler. So we have this 22-year-old kid who is, did his work, did the time. It doesn't matter. Like, kudos to his parents to seeing that their kid, they're two kids, by the way. The two kids have a fucking dream, and they like. Guess what? My dad would have. My dad's a huge fisher. If I was like, because that's how it was in the 80s and 90s. If I was like, I want to be a professional bass fisherman, he would be like, oh,
good luck.
You better figure it out. You know what I mean? So kudos. I love my dad. No, tar there. But kudos on his fucking parents, dude. Because Shan was telling me that they were so excited for their kid. It was actually like making people like they were like just like over the top.
Yeah.
And guess what? These weren't like the type of people who have a shit ton of money.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
You know, and so where I will close at is, hey, Randy, you fucking asshole. Come at me, bro. I'll knock your fucking block off. But you're just if it's clickbait, if you're doing this for clickbait, kudos, because it's working. Dude,
it's what channel is that's what it is. And
if it's not, and you actually think this way, you're just a fucking asshole, dude. And just delete your YouTube channel because you're a effing, I'm going to try not to swear as much. You're an effing cancer to this community, dude. You're a fucking cancer to this community. Get the hell out of here, dude. You're an old head. Go fucking, it's time for you to put on your fucking Depend diaper. Go sit in your fucking folding chair at the pond and catch your fucking bluegills on your worms and your bobber, dude.
There you go.
Let's give a little props to the 22-year-old kid who's not an elite angler, came in here and fucking showed the field that, hey, I fucking got this. And let's celebrate that with him, because a kid's on stage fucking crying because he's capturing this fucking dream that he's thought about since he was a little kid. So Randy, how about you stop fucking shitting on that because you're a washed up fucking angler and give the kid some kudos and be fucking happy for the kid.
He Dylan Nutt called this classic on Mercer like 3-4 months ago. He called it.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to win it. And then
I watched that.
I watched a little bit of Mercer. I don't watch Mercer a whole lot. I have much respect for him. But I'm only so into the whole like tournament bass fishing stuff. I'm just not, like most people who fish, I'm not really into it. But I was like, because of all this, I was like, I want to know what's going on. I guess they talked about baits and stuff, but Dave even had commented on the show he last had Dylan on, where he was just like, listen, this shit's got to stop, dude. Like the polarization of it, like, come on, it is what it is. It's time to get over it, you know? And I think he put it the best. So Dave, big ups to you. Much respect, homie. I would love to have your career. Absolutely. But I do want to say that we have one last bite from Randy. I forget what this one is, but this is the last bit that we're going to hear from him. We may hear a couple from Texas Living Outdoors.
If you're one of those parents out there that have helped your kid and you gave them a new boat and you've set them up with electronics, I'm not calling you a bad person. I love my kids more than anything. I get it. You want your kids to be successful and happy, but that's not the point of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that in the big picture, in the overall scheme of this whole thing about younger anglers, taking over the sport and pushing the veterans out of the sport, you can't discount the fact that money plays in it. You can't do it. And if you try to take that out of the discussion, it's not fair.
I think his last words there said everything. It's not fair. It's not
what a fucking
fair.
Vagina, dude. What a vagina.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I think that said it all. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is. And if you're in the comment section, you're like, you nailed it, Randy, blah, 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 blah. Your ego is clearly thin as an eggshell. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Oh, it is ridiculous. It's not fair.
The last thing I have to say. Jigs and Bigs listeners, I love you guys. I love every single one of you. Jig heads, I love you. But if you're one of these people that think forward-facing sonar is ruining the fucking game, it's technology. It's the future. We form around technology. It was the same way when 2D came out. It was the same way when down imaging came out, when side imaging came out. It's you got to fucking get with the game. And Randy Blockett, again, I will say this one more time because I got a couple drinks in me and now I'm all pissed off about this because I think the fact that Dylan Nutt was able to get in there from a Bass Nation tournament and show the elite anglers what's up. If you're going to keep shitting on this fucking 22-year-old kid and be like, oh, it's not fair. Dude, you're such a fucking tool, man. You're such a tool. And I actually hope you hear this podcast, and I hope you reach out to me because I would love to have a fucking conversation with you.
100%. Jay Manning says, I don't like this radar weather. Not like the old days when you put a finger out in the air and guessed.
That is, dude, that is the best analogy I've heard of it.
I mean, come on. Who needs
100%,
that Doppler?
dude.
Yeah, I get it. I do. There is one clip that I do want to play from Texas Living Outdoors.
Yes. Yep.
It just to kind of like, I think this is the one. Oh, this is, I think, the best point that he made. He does talk a little bit about other sports and like how this is happening in other sports. And like there's an example that Randy made that like he kind of uses as an example that he's going through with his own kids and their aspirations in sports. But this, I think, is one of the biggest things.
He also doesn't understand is why these anglers are getting so good so fast. It's not because of just money. And their parents are able to buy them all these, all this gear and allow them to fish all they want. It's also the most destructive technology in fishing, social media. Guys like you, Randy, guys like you that make, lake map breakdown videos and help break down lakes and teach kids, what lures and colors and knots and all of your years and all of the years of all of these other anglers' experience and knowledge is all on the internet now. All of you guys have YouTube channels. All of you guys are teaching this next generation of how to get, how to catch more fish. And they watch social media, they learn some stuff, they buy some tackle, and then they get to spend hours on the lake trying all this stuff. Trying to figure out what you were talking about when you said, fish this point and this time of year and use this lure. They have the access to the information and the time to do it. So you're just as much to blame for the rise in these young anglers that are dominating the sport as forward-facing sonar.
There you go.
Love it, dude.
Texas Living Outdoors.
He nailed it.
He fucking nailed it. Here's the thing, man. This proves this is the perfect example. Randy is pissing into the wind and then crying about getting wet. Is what's happening. Like he's contributing tips, and like when he does this, these are my jerkbait tips, or these are my jigs. He sells jigs. You know what I mean? Like he's doing that. Like, so if you're drinking that Kool-Aid, like take a good look at what's going on, man, because like you're being, it's crazy. Like, how do you educate people and then get pissed off because they're so smart? You know? Shan makes a good point.
The kid was an underdog. Again, he wasn't a professional fisherman. And I was just going to say, like,
Shan
he put in 30 days on that water prior to the tournament. That is like, he didn't just go in there and like, I'm just going to use my forward facing sonar and I'm going to win it. This kid put in the work.
Yeah.
He put in the work.
That's what it gets down to. And let's be honest. He's a Tennessee guy.
Yep.
So like he's accustomed to fishing. These are essentially his home waters. I know people are going to be like, Nashville is so far away from such and such. Like, trust me, man, driving a few hours to spend a day fishing and break down some of these amazing bodies of water, worth it every time. And I guarantee you, he's put in plenty of time before that 30-hour window. Yep. So he was dialed, man. He was dialed. Congrats to Dylan Nutt.
Yep.
Fucking killed it. You know what I'm saying? And it is.
I can't wait to see what this kid's got for us in the future.
I know. It is fucking great. So I know I want to say this, like there's a lot of folks out there in the content space right now that we're friends with and we talk with all the time. And they all talk about like, and they reference this shit, the negativity that like Randy is putting out there. And I'm not throwing this out there. Like, there is no shade with Steve Chapman or Texas Living Outdoors. Like, especially with Steve, I think he's Off the Hook Fishing. I think that's his channel. His fucking, his video is like so sincere. Like I can relate. Like, yeah, when you're seeing like fucking your field disappearing, cause that's what's happening. You know what I mean? It takes a toll on you when you're of a particular age. You've got some experience here and you see this new talent coming in. Oh, who do these guys think they are? You know what I mean? And it's like, I get it, but like the difference between Randy and Steve is that Steve was making a sincere sort of commentary on what's going on in the real world. He even said in the clip I had, he was like, I think somewhere in that video he said he was not a fan of live scope, but forward facing sonar is part of it. We've just got to deal with it, and which is like a real world way to think about it. And I also want to mention that Texas Living Outdoors mentions in his video that he is blocked from Randy's channel. And I think the reason why is probably because he is one of the voices of reason that Randy doesn't want in there so that he can perpetuate his audience, Sell more jerky, Randy. Sell more jerky, buddy.
Yep.
So Mark chimes in. He says, so I was listening to another podcast. They had a good point about all of our trucks having reverse cameras and how it's a useful technology tool to get it done. We are always adapting. Yeah, 100%, dude. 100%. Fucking wild, dude. Fucking wild. Joe and I had forward-facing sonar on loud, and I caught a fucking drum. Yes! Shan, absolutely, man. And I'll bet you were like, dude, is that like a 12-pound fucking largemouth?
Dude, I thought it was a good fish, man. I thought it was a good fish.
I'll bet you did. It's like, calm down, dude. Oh, my goodness. So we have, like, this is a massive shift in gears right here because we're going to jump right into our Just the Tip segment, and it's going to be something. I hope you're ready.
Perhaps play a little game called Just the Tip, just for a second, just to see how it feels. Or ouch, ouch, you're on my hair.
Okay.
I'm sorry to do this, but I'm going to be sharing some tips and possibly, maybe educating some folks out there about fishing. And I'm sorry if it kills my career. But I want to grow the sport, and that's what we're doing. Today, we're not talking about one bait. We're talking overall about covering water with moving baits. We're not focusing on one bait. We're talking about a mindset overall. And if you're not getting bit, it's not always about changing lures. It's about finding fish faster. And the way you do that is obvious, moving baits. And let's talk about like what covering water really means. Like we're talking about locating your most active fish. The big one is eliminating dead water quickly. There's no point in throwing lines out where there's no life. We're talking about triggering with reaction bites versus like finesse feeding, trying to coax them into it. Building a pattern faster, also, that's a big part of it. Slow baits definitely will catch fish, but it's moving baits that help you find fish. Now, let's break down these baits into categories so it's a little bit easy to explain. We can riff off of each one. So like, I think probably one of the biggest ones that people use to cover water often is a bladed jig. Mostly it's great around grass edges, shallow cover, stained water. When you need that bait to be detected, it's going to do it. Is a single hook, so less likely to get hung up on stuff. And with weedless options being available, there's a lot of utilization. That's a lot of tools that you can use to your benefit. It's a really strong vibration. Fish can track it really easily. And now there are lots of varieties in bladed jigs that are available. You can fish it slow, you can fish it fast. It's real versatile. As far as weaknesses, it's a little bit less effective in clearer water, and it might not be necessarily ideal for like deep open water search practices. It'll shine on flats that have scattered grass. Rip it. It's awesome. Shoreline transitions are always great, and around laydowns and docks. This is kind of like I got to stay clean with this, but I got to move it fast type baits. Now, this is one of my personal favorites, and it's been a couple of years since I've really kind of leaned in heavy into it. Lipless cranks. Ideally, great for covering large flats fast. Also shines in cold water and is awesome for schooling baitfish scenarios as well. Long casts will give you maximum coverage. Ripping action can often trigger bites, and it works at multiple depths. That's the beauty of it. It's the crankbait that does that. The weaknesses here are you're talking treble hooks now. So you're now 6 times more likely to get hung up on something. It's a little bit less precise around cover for that reason. It'll shine, like I said, on grass flats, rip it when it gets hung up. It's beautiful. Open water baitfish areas are awesome, and off of points and drop-offs. And this is your like find out real quick if anybody's home bait. This is very, very helpful. And I think especially with cold water, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. We go into spinnerbaits, right? Wind, dirty and stained water, and low light situations. It's the flash and thump combo. And with the blade options that are available, you can lean a little bit more one way versus another. Painted blades, blade sizes and shapes really affect that stuff. It's extremely versatile. It's also really good around cover. It can be ignored sometimes in pressured water, and it's definitely a little bit less subtle. It's a wire bait. Let's be honest here. It's definitely going to shine in up against windblown banks where there's muddy inflow and around wood. If there is wind and you're not throwing a spinnerbait, you may very well be missing out. Next up, we're going to go to square bills. Okay, they're ideal for targeting around shallow cover and getting the deflection bites. You're looking to make contact here. It bounces off of cover great. That's definitely one of its strengths. It triggers really aggressive strikes as well, and it's great for target casting. It has a little bit of a limited depth range because you're pretty shallow. Like you get 5, maybe 6 feet on like some larger square bills. And you can still snag when you're in heavy cover. Again, we're talking treble hooks here. Fish it around laydowns. It's a great bait to kind of like pull fish out from there when they see it coming along. Rock banks are awesome. Riprap. Every time it hits something, that's when you really need to be ready. And that's the thing to remember. Swim jigs are another one of my favorite. It's more subtle. It's definitely one of the more subtle moving presentations. It's great in clear water, and it's also really good around pressured fish. And the nice thing is it has something going for it, which is like a secondary action. It's a relatively natural profile for the most part, and it's pretty weedless in general. Also very highly customizable with how you rig the trailers. You know, you have a lot of options with this. The weaknesses here are kind of obvious. It's a lot less vibration. So, you know, if that's what you're looking for from this bait, you're going to get the kick of whatever that plastic is, and that's pretty much it. And the fluff of the skirt. But like I said, it's more subtle. And this is one where I think it kind of requires a little bit more confidence. Like you got to put some work in here and get comfortable with it before you really start to believe in it. Clear water grass, you'll do real well with this. It's great around docks, anywhere where you find like bluegill. This is your like, hey, they've kind of seen everything else bait sort of thing. Now we're talking about paddle tail baits, swim baits like that. They're great for matching the hatch, matching the bait fish, targeting bigger fish, especially like when you're throwing like bigger baits like glides or the soft plastic swim baits, even the big stuff like that. It's great even in open water and along the edges of structure. It's very natural, a lot of these, and there's definitely some big fish appeal, and it's really versatile. You can do a lot with this. Slower coverage compared to some of the others. You're also... You know, there's a lot that you can do with this, but you got to take into, like, if you're throwing a paddle tail, to factor in that jig head, you know, for depth and speed, because it's definitely a player. It's going to shine around points and suspended fish and schooling bait as well. You might get fewer bites here, but especially with some of the larger baits, the ones that you do get will typically be the right ones. And now let's go ahead and talk about this. If you're dealing with wind, you want to lean into that spinnerbait bladed jigs sort of window. Grass, bladed jig, and lipless. Wood or rock, square bills, especially shallow. Clear water, swim jig, or a swim bait. And then cold water, I give that vote to a lipless. Joe, I'm curious what you think about that.
Cold water specifically?
I would say no. The whole lineup.
No, you're right there with like where my mind goes for all this.
I had a feeling, yeah.
I suck at you. Not that I suck at using a lipless, but I don't use it as often as I should. Mm-hmm. And like every time we talk about it, I'm like, fuck, I gotta get in on that, because especially around grass and shit, like ripping it through grass or around grass. But the other thing I do use for cold water, whether it's clear or whatever, is a blade bait.
A blade bait, yeah. See, I think that like it's weird, like because a blade bait is versatile. Like you can throw that like crazy.
Yeah.
I don't really think of a blade bait so much as like a moving bait per se. Although I suppose like you can do similar stuff with a lipless, and you could use a blade bait in that instance.
Yeah. So I mean, it's cool because blade bait has 3 different holes to justify you can swim it. You can swim it like a lipless. You can rip it, let it sink, and rip it. I mean, it's a very underutilized, versatile bait.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see that. Yep. I could see that for sure. J Manic says he nails it. It's just 3 holes does it for me. How did I know? It's the third one, the mystery. So like, I think that like really at the end of the day, like when it comes, people always seem to struggle with like specific moving baits. I feel like there's some folks that are just like, I just don't really do much for cranks, but crankbaits in general is like a wide sort of, category. Now you'll notice like jerkbaits isn't on there. You can cover water with a jerkbait. It's a slower method.
Yeah, it's like when I think jerkbait, I don't think like a search bait.
Mm-hmm. Like that would, and I realized that just last year, like when I was. Like I have a lot of confidence with paddle tail swim baits, and bladed jigs, and then we're building there with spinner baits. So what I would do is often that would be something that would be like the first thing that was in my hand. You know what I mean? Or top water if it was like first thing, and I wanted to take advantage of that. But generally I would go like that, and I'd be moving with something. So if I just could detect that there was life, then I might throw something different. I might throw a wacky over to it. I might throw a jig. I might throw, something that'll fit the bill to try and get it actually. And I realized that it was worth it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Jay Manning. I like the privacy when jerking and cranking when no one's around. I'm telling you. I'm almost 50 mgs in, just an FYI. So, yeah, that is this week's Just the Tip, man. Experiment with your moving baits. Take that information and especially like the conditions and everything. Look at your bodies of water and maybe use that as a way to kind of help you make a decision on when to choose what and figure it out. Shan says, he chimes in, he says, glides will show you where the big ones are, at least the follows, and then change something else. That's what I keep hearing from people. Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I'm like, okay, let's fucking do that. Because there's some bodies of water specifically. I'm looking to, up my PB a little bit, significantly. And that would definitely do it. But we got some fucking good shit. Let's go ahead. Take a real quick break. We're going to turn this around. We got a live well call. Get this, Joe. I think we have 5. No, wait, what am I doing? I'm totally forgetting. Joe, did you catch the part of Hoodlum Cast last week when everybody, like I think it started with Rodney and Bill kind of laying into Cody for not for essentially arguing with them up and down that his project he's working on does not involve an underwater drone. And then like a week or two afterwards, he was on Bass and Brews and was like, essentially,
yeah, it's an underwater drone.
I was on the original Hoodlum. I was on one of the original Hoodlum cast when he started talking about it. Yeah.
So they called him out, and I was just like, you know what this sounds like to me, boys. And I played the FTG Open, and it was just a magical moment. It was great. I got a good laugh when that happened. We got to get Cody on the show. And the boys, Ken wasn't invited. We remember that, but Bill and Drew were in Crumpton, and I was kind of all set to bust balls a little bit. I was going to be like,
you guys didn't catch him, did you? You went all the way down there. Didn't see any pictures on Instagram. What the fuck?
Apparently there was like a magic moment where like everything went right. So there is some. He was Bill was telling me, he's like, this next video is going to be like a movie. I'm looking forward to it. I like stories.
Yep.
But so Joe, you've kind of fallen on the grenade a bunch here on Jigs and Bigs lately in the FTG sort of world. And we got a call from Alec Plotnikevich, and this is no different.
Hey, Bobby, Joe. I got two things. A question for Joe in the FTG. Joe, did you put anything nefarious appendages in my box from AVF Tackle? And I want to preface this that you got that shipped out right away. This is not your fault. But FTG to UPS, because my package has been sitting in West Springfield at their facility for 5 days now, and I've had no updates from them. So, fuck UPS. Thank you for getting it sent out on time, Joe. It was literally the next day, so this is not your fault. But I just want to make sure you didn't put a nefarious appendage in there so it didn't get flagged and pulled off the assembly line.
Oh.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Oh, all right.
Update. He got his package today.
He did. That's awesome.
I had to do like fucking a claim and everything, and then all of a sudden when I did that, they're like, "Oh, here it is.
Done
we'll
deal.
give it to him."
No shit. Okay, well that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I have to say too, we've had like a lot of folks that reach out, and they've been like, "Dude, I just got my AVF order." Brandon did this unboxing with his reel that he picked up. Dude, he's so stoked. Man, unbelievable. Just really, really, really good stuff. But this, I don't think we've ever had this on Jigs and Bigs in the history of all Jigs and Bigs history. But we have an FTG follow-up. Last week's call, let me get everybody up to speed. Last week's call was from Brandon. Actually, the same Brandon who was at the intro of the show. And you can hear him a little bit more on the live well. He called in last week. Dude, they in New Jersey, they just had their ponds and lakes open up. And he had 40 minutes before work to fish. And he got sideswiped by a dude, and he fucked up his fishing. Like, fucked it up completely. And I was like, dude, that's crazy. Like, he even posted some content like reacting to the show as I was going through it. But we do have a little bit of a follow-up, and this is interesting.
Bobby. And who the fuck is Joe Brown? Just a follow-up off that segment, bro. Because I listened to it, and I love Wild Bill. That's my dude. But yeah, I did tell him. I'm like, bro, first off, I couldn't yell at him because he was an old guy, and I would have felt so terrible to yell at him. I just think of my grandfather, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, bro, you ruined my time at fishing. I just got like literally 40 minutes. And then he did have a sad look on his face, but unfortunately, he did not break out the chest look. I was hoping to give me like $20, like, you know what I'm saying? Go to Walmart, get me some more Senkos or whatever, something. But still, fuck that guy. I got to deal with the whole insurance shit, you know what I'm saying? But fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, that's super fucking shitty. Super shitty. Because, like, you can't get that time back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although that could be the perfect opportunity to, and somebody had mentioned this. It might have been Dave in that segment. Was like, oh, and that's the thing. He said, oh, Wild Bill, that's my dude. No, it was Dave Urkey, which is funny because I feel like Wild Bill is another Wolf of Walmart doppelganger. I really do. I really do. So yeah, I was just freaking kind of.
We gotta get those guys together.
Oh hell yeah! You remember that picture? I forget who it was. It was Ryan Parker was in it with Dave Urkey, and it was like the Spider-Man meme where they were like, what's going on?"
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
It was
that's
hilarious. Yeah, it was fucking funny shit. But yeah, dude, I'm glad the guy was insured. You know, if nothing else, all that shit. It would have been nice if he kind of realized, hey. it's all good or whatever, but goddamn. Yeah, FTG. If you guys are interested and you have a grievance to air with anybody, get in touch with us via FTG. And you can leave a message on the hotline. That number, 413-324-8519. You should have put it on your phone earlier. Yeah, just do it. Call or text us in FTG. We're glad to air your grievance on this podcast here. But let's take a short break. We're going to come back. We got the Live Well segment coming up. You guys don't want to miss out. More Jigs and Bigs. Let's freaking go.
2 teams, 1 cup. The primetime stage is set for the TGL presented by SoFi Finals. Los Angeles Golf Club versus Tigers Jupiter Lynx. Keep up, it's playoffs. Tune in Monday, March 23rd, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2, and Tuesday, March 24th, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and on the ESPN app.
They say you should learn something new every day. Like how you should only drink Jägermeister at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, ice cold. Like those frozen cavemen they find, which makes you wonder, what would a caveman think of Jägermeister? Well, if you served it warm, he'd probably throw it in your face, say, "Unga boonga," and storm off. And nobody wants that. So drink it cold or not at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold. Drink responsibly. Jägermeister liqueur, 35% alcohol by volume, imported by Mast Jägermeister, U.S., White Plains, New York.
Protein is now at Starbucks, and it's never tasted so good. You can add protein cold foam to your favorite drink or try one of our new protein lattes or matcha. Try it today at Starbucks.
Spring is here, and the shopping list is long. Time to make a Lowe's run. Buy 3 bags, get 3 free of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil. Plus, right now, members can earn 4 times the points on an eligible purchase. Start spring off strong with these deals and more. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/25 while supplies last. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. One-time only offer.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Listening to this podcast? Smart move. Being financially savvy? Smart move. Another smart move? Having State Farm help you create a competitive price when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Hi there. Welcome to the Live Well, where we crack open a ramp beer and attempt to answer all of your burning questions.
Yeah. It's burning. It is burning, 100%. We got a pretty good live well. We have actually a lot of calls. Some of them go together. We're going to be like grouping things together, but only from 2 different people. And I made a little bit of a joke in the intro of this podcast, and it's going to kind of come full circle right here, involving things getting stolen from Joe's boat. And I know he's freaking out right now because he's like,
some fucking accident. Am I missing anything?
We're going to find out. We're going to find out. And the culprit might be here. I don't know. I do not know. Let's go ahead. We're going to dive in. This is a 2-parter right here from Brandon.
Hey, who the fuck is Joe Brown? So I got a question for the live well. So, when is it a good time to apply scents? Because I got these spiking markers. And I probably used it a couple times, and no success. When is a good time to apply the different colors? Because I got the different color pack. When is a good time to put on different colors, and how does it really work? Tight lines.
So I'm going to go and I'm going to play the second call that was right here, a little bit of a follow-up, just because they go together, ideally.
Also follow-up. And then, all these different scents, garlic, bait fish, crawfish, when is a good time to use them? To apply scent, when to apply scent, knowing what scent to put on. Tight lines.
So this is great because he mentioned specifically a product that I use all the time, which are those Spike It markers. And I'll be honest with you, I'm fairly certain that the Spike It markers, the scent, is oil-based. I'm fairly certain. So the reason why I'm using those markers has actually less to do with the scent, because they're garlic and they're strong, and they'll be strong for a little bit, but that scent does wear off. Definitely by the time you're done with it for the day, the next time you throw it, you're going to need to reapply. It doesn't hang on like forever. In fact, they tell you to let it dry before you throw it in the water. That makes a difference too. The main reason why I use those is to provide an accent somewhere on that bait. So I'll give you a perfect example. If I'm throwing like a paddle tail swim bait, right? And it's clear water, I'll use like the orange or the red, and I'll go under the throat, up by the jig head, you know, so that it's drawing some attention further up along the bait, and hopefully that'll give them a target almost. So that's primarily that. If it's stained water, I will generally add like chartreuse or really honestly like any other color to give it something, but I'm a chartreuse slut. That's the number one color I go through the most, orange being the second. And I'll put a little bit on the bottom of the tail, depending on how, like if it's like absolute mud, I'm probably going to throw a bladed jig. I'm just going to tell you, if it's absolute mud. But if I can see like, you know, only like a foot, I'm going to cover that tail pretty good on the flat side of the paddle tail. Pretty good. But let's say I can see 5 feet or 4 feet. Then it'll be like maybe about 1/3, just a little bit, just to kind of give it a little, some type of contrast. You know, I can't promise that it works, but it's just something that I do. And oftentimes I'll add it to my plastics primarily just for that target zone, primarily. Now, again, Joe's got a little bit more experience with scent specifically. I'll actually just let Joe kind of go on, unless you want to dive in with the Spike It talk too.
Yeah, so I'll be 100% honest. I don't use the Spike It very often.
Yep.
The only time I use Spike It is usually with the red to make it look like a little bit of blood.
But again, that's just for the color.
Yep. That's the only time I really use them. When it comes to the scent, I'm going to tell you right now, anise or anise, however you want to say it, is scientifically proven to be the best fish attractant for a largemouth bass. So with that being, and it's by a lot. So with that being said, find yourself a water-based anise or anise scent. If you plan on using a certain amount of soft baits or whatever, the night before, squirt some or pour some in there in that bag, let it soak into it, poke a couple holes in it with needle if you want to into those baits. And yeah, that's when it comes to scent, that's all. And the reason why is, you know, the reason why I stay away from the oil base, we've talked about it a million times on the show. As soon as the oil base hit the water, they stay at the top. They come right off the bait and they stay at the top. Whereas the water base will stay on the bait much longer. Yeah.
I would say that honestly, like, and there is like another element to this. I would say like, and I think Binya had chimed in. He was like, he says that Berkeley proved that bass are indifferent to garlic, but garlic covers human scent. And that scent serves more of a purpose to cover human scent than it does to actually attract fish to the bait. There are other types of scent. Like I want to say it's actually Berkeley that makes this stuff. It's in a squeeze bottle, like an aerator. And that is like where you'll get bait fish scent and crawfish and stuff like that. And I know it sounds stupid, but if you're trying to match the hatch, matching that is not a terrible idea. If you're fishing with a bait fish presentation and there are bait fish that are in that body of water, apply some scent. What's it going to hurt? It's not going to hurt anything. If you're fishing in an area that, you know, is very craw heavy and you're fishing something, you know, along the bottom, I would say make the choice to go there. I think a lot of the times when we're talking about scent, it's one more little lure, pun intended, to keep their senses engaged. And it's one of those things that will continue to confuse them, and they're not going to realize that it's not a real piece of prey, if that makes sense. I don't know. Just something to get out there. But I think Joe, I think you nailed it as far as like the choice between them and all that stuff. So, we weren't, it wasn't going to be long before we heard from Eli. So let's go ahead and dive in with call number 1.
Hey, it's Eli with Question for Live. Well, I'm currently at Joe's Airbnb in Knoxville, Tennessee at the Bassmaster Classic, looking through his boat right now, seeing what I should take. It's got a nice jerkbait tied on right now, a nice couple rods. So here's my question. If you would lose a box or something from your supply, what would be the worst thing for you to lose? Like if you reached in there and it wasn't there, what would be that thing that you would freak out, panic, immediately go buy? Or is it a box of baits? Like, is it something like that? But do you have something that's like, have to have it every single time? What is it?
I know because it happened to me down there, and I had to steal some from Shan.
Sunscreen?
Trailers. I didn't have shit for trailers on the boat.
Oh, no shit.
I didn't have shit for trailers on the boat.
That could fuck you up.
Yep.
I could see that.
Because I was throwing a lot of bladed jigs when I did fish, and I was like, oh my God, I don't have, I have one. I was like, I don't really like it. So Shan had some 6-inch jigsaws, sick bait, by the way.
Yeah, there you go.
So he's like, he had a ton of them, and I was just like, I had like one little fucking thing of them that I grabbed from a tackle shop down there real quick.
No shit.
Yeah,
dude, that's a good one. I would say, yeah, if I didn't have my plastics bag, but there is shit that I could still fish. I'll tell you, I was kind of thinking terminal tackle box. If I didn't have that, I'd be I gotta go
that's true. Yeah.
Like for me, it would be like, cause I fish like a lot of like ball head jigs. I could always I do a lot of like drop shot stuff. I do a lot of, and not having that terminal tackle box would really give me pause to be like, fuck, it's like now I'm again, like, I don't know. It's weird. I would, paddle tail swim baits. If I left those, I'd be like, fuck.
It was just trailers. Yeah. Trailers in general. I was like, and you know what else is I was like,
Binion knows, or anything HH Customs. I'm going home.
Yeah. I had nothing. I really had nothing. And I found they're in my fucking garage. I took them out of the boat. I didn't think I took anything out of the boat, but my my like Demiki rig shit, like my baits for my Demiki rigs. I didn't have shit for that either.
No shit.
I did forget shredders.
How did you not have shredders? Like,
dude, I didn't grab. I have a fucking warehouse in my house, and I forgot to grab. I didn't grab. There was so much shit. I did grab the Anomaly. I did have that to try out, sick in the water.
That's fair. Bird says, what if you forgot your boat trailer?
Yep. I forgot fucking the shredders. I go, and Shan, I was like, dude, do you have shredders? Like in case I need, and I didn't end up using them.
Yep.
But yeah.
No shit.
Yep.
No shit. All right. That's pretty good. I like this. This is really good. I don't actually know if Eli, stole anything or not. But you might want to double check. You know how it is. Especially if he was sitting around the fire and he was going like, and, giggling.
So this is a good one. Eli's comment's gonna stir the pot a little bit.
The pink shredders?
So, there's only 2 colors of pink shredders out right now, but there's a prototype out there. And Dylan Fogarty, who's part of the Fish or Die team, was talking about he's like, well, we were fishing the pink ones, and Shan's like, wait, what? There's pink ones? So he was like, because Shan's been in with Taylor too, and his text was like, I'm hearing there's like pink shredders out somewhere.
Okay.
So yep.
That's fucking great, dude. Oh, what do we got? What our next call right here? This is another call from Brandon.
And another thing too, I got a fishing tip with myself for my bank anglers. When it's raining out, you know what I'm saying? It's a little slippery. You feel me? you can always wear cleats. Cleats. Traction, you're not slipping. You know what I'm saying? Tight line.
Just a bonus tip that I never would have thought about, man.
Never thought of that.
100%. Like, think about that. You're like, how many times you bank fishing and there's just like, it's sketchy the way the land kind of turns down to that bank and it gets a little bit steep. And you're like, oh, but I got to get a little bit close to get around this tree.
They put them on the bottom of waders.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. No, that's a really good idea. It says, I need to take a deep dive through fish or die. Hell yeah, you do. Hell yeah. Fucking Brandon with the fucking heat right there. So that's the beauty about the live well, guys. You can always this is like a catch-all. You know what I mean? Questions are great, but if you have commentary and stuff, like this is where we want to have this discussion. Think about like this is the break room at like where all the cool shift works. You know, we all show up and bullshit before, we go out Friday night, that kind of thing. Let's see what else. We got one more call, and this one is also from Eli.
Hey, it's Eli for a question for the live well. Just driving back from the Classic. Hopefully, when Joe went out fishing this morning, he didn't need any of the baits that I stole out of his boat. Hopefully, didn't need any of those. No, I'm just kidding. So here's the second question though. When you are comparing reels, because that is one of my favorite parts to do at the Classic is just compare them side by side, brand to brand, stuff like that. What are you looking for when you're comparing reels at like a Bass Pro or at the Classic? When you have a bunch of different options at hand, I know like you can obviously compare size and you can compare feel, but what else are you looking for? Is there anything specific? Is it a lot based off of like research that you do prior? Same with rods. Rods are the same way where I'm comparing rods. I know like feel and then like I'm looking for a certain length or something like that. But like when you're comparing different rods, is it just different ways to slice the same onion, or like are you looking for distinct differences? So what are you looking for when you're comparing rods and reels? When you have multiples in front of you, different brands, stuff like that.
So this is a good one. As far as reels go, I just go and search Debo's YouTube channel. Pretty much. Because Debo is way more in tune with the finite details and can explain them in a way. And like, I think this is funny, but it's true. Like, he has a way of being able to explain how these items work. And I'm like, okay, that makes perfect sense. But I will say the other part of, and I say that because also like Joe is a professional in the tackle industry. So I remember, Joe, when I was going from like using like Abu Garcia Black Maxes, and I was like, I want to get a like decent, reel. I want to, for this new combo. And I put together a combo and I got my first Corrado. And it was one of those things where it was like, I took a chance because I had never used a reel that had centrifugal brakes. Everything was magnetic before that. So there was like a learning curve, and like I realized I was like, I kind of love this because I was open to it,
We say yes.
So word of mouth to me goes a long way, especially when it's just the folks that I trust. And then like there's just like the real world of it. Like if I can have it put on a rod, even better is if it's one of my own, and just see how it feels in hand. Great. Perfect. But once you sort of get comfortable with certain lines of reels, I feel like it's a little bit easier to take a chance. Because then you're like, I know I like this. And I have a feeling like if I go, upsize for my swim bait combo, or, I go with this, I'm probably going to enjoy this. And, reputation as a brand. What about you, Joe, though? Because I think you're even more all over the place with your hardware than I am.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm primarily a Shimano guy. I got a couple Daiwas. Actually, real quick, that fucking Bates reel is insane.
I was gonna ask you about that.
It is insane, dude. So that'll be a conversation for another time. But so with me, feeling the hand size, size, which is like feeling the hand for me, in spool size and gear ratio. That's all I give a fuck about.
Generally, yeah, for the most part. Like
I don't give a shit about how it balances or feels or looks on a rod. I don't care about that shit. Yeah. And we actually, so what Eli didn't mention, we kind of conversated about this around the fire that night.
Oh, all right.
It was funny. In the question went to the question was like, hey, how do you like use a reel to like balance a rod and stuff like that? And I go, and Dylan Fogarty, who's a Bass Open pro, we asked him, and he goes, I don't give a fuck. He goes, whatever. I just put the reel on the fucking rod and I throw it like it. Yeah. Because sometimes they have to interchange so often.
Definitely.
And, stuff like that. He's like, and it just comes down to essentially size and gear ratio. And I thought about that. I was like, yeah, that's 100% accurate.
I think that's the most important and like actual thing that's going to affect you. In that moment. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
But yeah,
rods,
that Bates reel is stupid, dude. Oh my God.
Rods for me are totally different.
100%.
Totally different.
Yeah, like it's easier for me. It's easier for me to pick a reel than it is a rod. 100%.
I agree. Yep. I know it's like have I ever bought a rod that was in store? Yes, that's how I got into ARC. Yeah, that's how I got into ARC. I don't know if this is like a fucking, I don't know. It just, to me, it resonates. I can't speak to glass rods. I only purchased my first fiberglass rod recently, and I haven't thrown it yet. Yeah. And I bought a line that I trust, so I'm going based off of that. But when it comes to graphite, right? Like when I was looking for my jig rod, I'm looking for sensitivity in the blank, ideally. So I can remember, and this is like, these aren't like crazy expensive rods, but like my first ARC rods were Brandon Cobb series. And, they're fucking great. They're solid. Yeah. Like a $99 rod. That's like a home run. And there's a new version of them. But two of the things that I did, and I'm sure Joe was not a fan when I did this, I took the tip of the rod on the carpet, and I just kind of bent the to see where the action, the bend in the rod went. It was a fast rod. I think it was a 7-foot or a 7.1 medium heavy fast.
Plot twist on this: my store had no carpet, guys.
Oh, maybe it wasn't your store. No, it must have had carpet.
I didn't have carpet in there.
Was there a display maybe that had carpet on the bottom?
Dude, I told people to bend them all the time. I don't give a fuck.
Really?
That was like 8 years ago.
But the other thing that I did was this. I don't know if this was at an expo like years ago. Somebody was like, yeah, if you want to test the sensitivity of the rod and you don't want to be the asshole, bring a friend when you go rod shopping and tell them to like, hey, do me a favor, stand here. Or you hold the rod and take the tip of your rod and put it right up against your windpipe.
That was me.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Dude, that I am a believer. You know what I mean? Yep. Because then like you hold the blank and you're like, okay, cool. I can detect what this is. And it gives you a little bit of an idea. The big thing is, I think really is like knowing what it is that you're looking for and what you want. Yeah. And trying them out in hand. Now, I do feel like once you find like a brand or a lineup that you like and you start to understand what fast means for this one brand, like another one I'm an absolute slut for is St. Croix. I have an idea when something says moderate fast, whereabouts that means in a rod that's like 7.3, 7.4. You build some confidence with different lines and you're like, I can move through this now and know about where we stand. Mm-hmm. It was a big risk when I got my Pig Jigs rod. It was a really big risk. It was also a big risk when I got my Majestic XT, but I had no choice. People don't stock fucking 6-foot light fast power rods everywhere, So it was like I took a risk with that, and I went with it. And both instances I got really lucky. I had a better description of the Pig Jigs rod because I was able to have a conversation with Tommy who made it. which he's back in business. Like he's doing this. I think he was a little amazed at how high the interest level was of people going by the booth in the rods that were not for sale. He was like, holy shit. Right. So it's pretty crazy. Brandon actually just got one. So
sick.
Yeah. I think that Shimano you sold him is on that.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's on that rod. So it's pretty dope. But like that's the thing. That's my whole thing. I would say 100% rods are different. And Joe, I assume you're in the same camp.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it's just so you guys know what Bobby was talking about was like the throat test. So you put your hands not on the handle necessarily, but make sure your fingers are at least touching the blank part. And you put the tip against somebody's throat essentially, and you have them start talking, and you can actually hear their voice. When you know it's like a real good sensitive rod, you can actually feel their voice resonating through the entire rod.
Yep. Yeah.
And you
Make
can feel that
contact
sensitivity
with the blank, and then you're like, oh, okay.
Yep.
It's really good, especially like for that other stuff. Mark chimes in. He goes, I'm so sad. I had a huge discount with Shimano, almost 50% off, but they cut the deal this year and I can't even attempt to pay full price. Dude, it's so tough, man, when you have like something lined up like that and you're like, shit, hit your wife with the rod. If you feel her screaming blank, then buy it. Ooh. Wow. That got dark real fast. Tip to throat. Yeah, there we go. There we go. You guys are on friggin' fire.
I'm calling Eli. I'm showing Eli's school this shit.
I know,
principal.
right? Can you imagine that? They'd be like, Mr. Self, please report to the principal's office.
Yeah. You're fired.
My goodness.
Chris Hansen's there.
Ding, ding. Oh man. Oh, Ian Jamerson's in here. He says, I'm so glad I caught you guys as soon as I got off the water with the yak. 3 pickles, all top water. Oh my God. I took y'all advice and tied on some braid to my fluorocarbon line on a 7-foot bait caster. Beautiful dude.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Oh man. It's freaking good stuff. This is an amazing show.
Yep. Before we go, Bobby.
Yes. Before we wrap up.
Let's talk.
We got to talk about these hats.
So, just so you guys know, this is going to be a drop from Hookset Hoodlums.
They're on the website now.
Oh, they are?
They are, yeah.
Okay, so they're on there now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, well, mine came in while I was in Knoxville before they dropped, but my kid just was like, hey, this box came in while you're gone, so I just opened it last night. But, yeah, check this out.
Loyalty.
And it's a 7-panel. It is a 7-panel.
Dope 7-panel too.
So let me see if you can kind of see it there.
And it's got an interesting mesh too.
It's an awesome hat.
It really is
an awesome hat. I'm glad.
Super comfortable.
Just so you guys know, Bobby and I did not plan this. We did not plan to have the same hat on tonight.
100%.
So, guys, go to hooksethoodlums.com, get some hats and apparel. They're back, baby. They're back.
It's game on, baby.
Let's get the Jigs and Bigs family in supporting them.
And get yourself a flag rag too.
Yes.
Those
yes.
I'm telling you, I have one that's hanging in the OG one hanging in the back of my truck. I use it all the time when I fish. I'm like, we'll pop this thing on here because you don't want to go and flying or anything. The carabiner's awesome. And the new ones, they're freaking cool. I actually like the carabiner on the new ones even a little bit more.
Yes. I have one of the OG ones. It's on the golf bag that I use twice a year.
Yeah. Dude, it's fucking badass. And you don't think about it because you're like, it's a towel, man. Like but it comes in so handy, you know?
Yep.
So freaking handy. You know, you got to wrap up, your fist after you're like, oh, let me just grab that hook in that pike's mouth. Shit happens. You know, it's good.
Yep.
I don't want to get blood all over your floor. I watched Goodfellas the other night. Oh my God. So good.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, Jigs and Bigs duck camo hat coming soon. If I can find it, I would love to. I would 100% love to.
Duck camo's hot right now.
Duck camo is very hot. So yeah, if I can track them down.
Oh, I got the new Achigan one in duck camo while I was there.
Oh, really?
Janelle
got her prize from Achigan. And she got a bunch of duck camo stuff too.
Sick.
I love their stuff. It's so good.
Yeah, I was talking to Josh for a while at down at the Classic.
We got to get him on. I've talked to Josh at least like 3 or 4 times in the last year about having him on, and he's like, it doesn't work out because they have a million things going on.
Yeah,
but we'll get it. We'll get it out there.
So there are Bert, there are t-shirts. I have literally totes full of t-shirts. I just keep forgetting to put them on the website. That's
how it is, though.
Yep.
It's how it is. I do have to say there was one fucking big win before we wrap up. So I'm at the launch with Paul, right? We got everything all set up and we were just out. We were strictly, I forgot my spinning combo. We're trout fishing and I was just throwing bait finesse. And I'm like, whatever, man. I'm like, we didn't even see anything, right? But I'm getting ready. We're rigging the boat, getting things together, cooler full of Diet Cokes because, it's BRB, baby.
Yeah.
And I grab my bibs and I'm putting them on and they go on way easier than I'm fucking aware of. And Paul is like, holy fuck. He's like, can you adjust those? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you fucking need to. He's like, they're huge. And I'm like, fucking A, man. It was a good day. Fucking A. Extra small shirts, Bert. Good God. Wearing a Chemo Achigan right now. I love that. I love that for you, Eli. I love that. Guys, we want to thank you so much for checking out this program each and every week on your podcast platform of choice. We love you, dudes. Seriously, this community that we've built together over the last 6 years, it's fucking everything, 100%. We have a brand new show coming up in 7 days. We hope you're having a good one. The implication took its first send, and we're not slowing down. Sandy Cooper is in our sights, and I'm starting to get a little bit of a panic about gators, but we'll have that conversation when we get there. More good stuff coming up next. Jigs and Bigs. Joe, you have anything you want to wrap with before we call it?
That's it, man. That's it.
Now
Great
I
show.
have to pee. Now I'm the guy that's got to go pee.
Let's wrap it up. Bobby's got to pee. He's older. He can't hold it as long.
That's what I'm saying. The fucking depend is full. You guys, we will see you in 7 days with more Jigs and Bigs goodness. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And like we always say,
smoke some grass.